myself this. Oh my God!
Yay. Okay.
Oh my God.
Can chat confirm that they can hear her? It's kind of breaking up, but.
Hey, your eyebrow game is on point today. Did you? What?
Oh.
What is up?
Okay, great.
How's my audio?
It sounds good.
Yeah, sounds good. One sec.
You look great.
Okay.
Cool.
Thanks,
Now you're
Brad.
Is that
I
your-
heard you like how I look in the
The
Foo Fighters
Pretenders.
video, huh?
Yeah, I'm digging that little telly in the back. Is that a little? Is that
Yeah,
American,
actually-
Canadian? Do they make Canadian guitars?
It's Japanese.
The Japanese.
Same thing.
I believe it's 1994.
We have the Japanese maple flame top telly. Actually, Addie does the red one.
Talking about a TV.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's working. You're
Yeah.
like in our stream right now.
Yeah, I
this is
got it.
awesome.
Yeah,
I
this
did.
is awesome.
Yeah, are you watching the stream to see us? Because I don't think I have
Yeah.
the camera enabled. Okay, cool.
I have chat here.
Yeah, this was kind of a
And-
last minute decision for everybody. I asked her Wednesday. I was like, hey, do you want to come on our stream? So
Like, why not?
yeah, of course. I think it would be fun just to kind of talk a little bit about
This is the first time we've ever done this. This is cool.
I know.
I mean, well, we've
This
talked
is
on
awesome.
Among Us, but like not like video chat.
like
and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
We started. Now we gotta like start a show.
I was thinking that would be really cool. Like, why not? I mean,
Welcome to the Halocene podcast.
the HCU podcast.
Well,
the
I-
HCU podcast.
So I noticed you just took a sip of your mug. You want to share with us what the mug says?
Oh,
I saw some writing on the mug.
indeed. It says California.
Nice.
Yes, indeed.
And that happens
Sounds like
to
someone's got a
be-
case of the grass is greener on the other side.
Maybe.
Thank you, Coop Dog, for the 5 gifted subs. Thank you, Beretta, for the $20 donation for My Heart is Broken by Evanescence. J Eclipse donated $5 for a new hint. Plus, check out
Ooh.
Patreon for awesome exclusives. Yeah, so I don't
secrets.
know if you came around. I can't remember when you came in the chat, but we're kind of revealing slowly, piece by piece, the other secrets. So everybody kind of figured out Violet pretty quickly.
Yes.
And we actually forgot that Joe was also a secret. He sang on the track, but I totally
I didn't
forgot.
even know that.
Yeah, he did
I
both
forgot
backing
too.
vocals
Did not
on the
even know that.
chorus. Yeah. But okay, so the next, what was we gonna
The next one, we're ready to do the next. Basically, do the acapella of it.
Okay, we were gonna play
Yeah.
the acapella. All right, great.
Insane.
I
I
don't
think
know.
I know what it is. I think I remember Brad talking
I might
about
know
it.
what it is.
Okay, let me see.
How was your trip back from San Jose to Canada?
Oh, it was fantastic.
Yes. Are you in
I
like
was-
above Washington or above New York? Ish.
I'm above
You don't have
New
to tell.
York.
Oh, okay. Got it.
In Toronto.
Are there
Toronto.
people like in the middle, like all along the border, like of with us, or is it pretty just much the big cities like that?
Well, Canada has much land, but
does.
not a lot of people. I would say like it's like Vancouver, which is like above Seattle,
Got it.
and then
The foot.
nothing.
Sorry.
And nothing for a long stretch.
Nothing, and then like Ontario. and
Have
then
you ever
most-
driven from like the east side of Canada to the west side of Canada, like in one of your bands before? And what was that like, if so?
Well, I guess because there's
We-
nothing in the middle, maybe not. Unless
Oh.
like, that is the.
I mean-
All right, Dad.
You can play Grand Prairie, but that's where bands go to die. So we don't. We've never done the cross Canada drive, but we did the East Coast Canada, which is very beautiful, and I highly recommend anyone who wants to travel there definitely go to the East Coast Canada.
I want to so badly.
It's
Yes,
so
yes,
pretty.
yes.
What you're saying is Toronto, right? Like where you're at.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I'm in Toronto.
Yeah.
Okay, so we should play this real quick?
Yeah, why don't
I
we
don't know
dive
if
into this
Lauren's
real
going to be
quick?
able to hear it or not. I think so. I think I have that routed so that she does. But so just the
I can
first-
just jack the stream up.
Which
Huh?
one? What section should I?
Same section.
Okay.
Same, but the beginning of it would be cool. The beginning of it for sure.
The beginning of the song, or do you
no,
mean
the beginning of the
Well, I don't
bridge.
fucking know.
Yeah, right about there.
You think?
Right, yeah, right about
Okay.
there. That's it. Whoa!
Okay.
Hold on,
Sorry,
Paul.
okay.
You turn that down. You
I
just
know,
blew my ears
sorry,
out.
I didn't know how loud it was
Oh.
going to
Huh?
Yeah.
be. Okay. All right.
All right, so here we go.
I can't save me.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, here we go.
I can't save me. I can't save me. I can't. I keep on screaming.
Pause it real quick. No, don't accident. I said pause it.
I thought, okay.
Oh, I was gonna give the.
I'm gonna have to think deeply about this one.
Can you go back real quick though? Go back. You gotta go back because
Joe will save you.
yeah.
Because I know, like, now I hear it.
Okay. Okay.
But-
what was? Shit, I was on desktop. Sorry.
Just let it play the end of that, and then.
The Who. That's a really funny thing to say. But that's awesome.
Yeah, it's right over there. I just want to hear the outro view of everything now, acapella. So.
I can't. I keep on screaming.
Okay, so people are getting it.
Yeah. Keep it going.
Trapped in this fight, all I can fight is myself.
Now the big one here.
Demons come to life.
Yep.
Over time, demons come to life. Who will save me?
Who is that? Is that you?
That was
or
my
Lauren?
part.
Oh, okay, I can't
Just let it go. Just keep.
Okay.
When
Yeah.
demons come to
Oh, the harmony! I didn't even know there was a harmony in the last one.
tell. Yeah.
Yeah, so-
you guys
I did it
got
now.
it.
Yes.
Hey.
Now the very first person to get it though.
Yes.
We
Yeah, hang on. It started with a P. Hang
No,
on.
it was actually
A
before.
while ago.
It was way earlier. Yeah,
We were holding
the
out
Basic
because-
Gamer HD. I don't even know if they're still here. They said it like an hour ago, but we were like,
They was like right after the Joe's like
We
too
should
close.
keep
Like, damn
going.
it, we need to stretch this game
yeah,
out.
the Basic Gamer was the
Yes.
first one. Yeah. Oh, did Pedro say it an hour ago too? Oh shit,
Well, we
we're
gotta
gonna have to see
who's-
who
we're
was
gonna have to go-
actually first.
Go to the tape.
One of you
Who
was,
was
very,
first?
very early.
I was pretty sure the one that Addie has on the notepad.
All right. Okay, yeah. Sorry, we were trying to keep our eye on the chat, but obviously there's a
Yeah,
lot.
so
But
Jonathan
we'll
Young
see who
is
it was.
in the game vocals with me, and then Joe is in there. Joe's in there a couple of times, but there's a lot of Jonathan and a lot of me. The thing is with Jonathan Young is since he's so low and there's so many layers in this song,
Yeah.
when everything's going, it's really hard to hear Jonathan because he's doing the low stuff, and so
It's
you
just like
kind of
with
just hear
bass guitar.
me.
You know when it's not there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
sounds so good though. Cool. So let's talk a little bit about how this came together because I think we mentioned it once before, but we didn't like fully kind of
update the
flesh
title?
it out. Oh yeah, I'm sure the mods have updated it. They're usually on top of that.
Well, here,
Pedro.
real
Okay,
quick, we gotta-
awesome. Pedro is the winner of the signed.
Hell yeah.
No,
Yay. Send
okay.
me your first and last name and your address in a whisper. To wins by a minute. Oh wow, that's crazy.
Nice.
Yeah, send me your first and last name and your address, and I'll get that shipped out to you. Congrats, Pedro. Good job. Good spotter. All right. Yeah. Okay. So you started. I don't remember.
Nobody. What are we talking about? Sorry, I was. in
How
the game.
this came together.
Oh, how
'cause
this came together. Okay, so a long time ago, we put out. We started working on a song called "Rage," right? And that was we were going to pitch that song. We got this prompt. Rage originally was going to be we're going to sell it to this. What's the video game like a Valorant Chinese
It was tense.
mobile game like Valorant or whatever, right? And so we finished it and we're like, oh, I really like this. We decided to keep it and we're like, why don't we go ahead and flesh out like this EP idea? But on the heels of that, I was also doing a song for Diablo 4. And that's what this song Demons eventually turned into. Because when they released that Diablo 4 trailer, I was like, oh my fucking God. I got to record. I got to do a song. Because right before Rage, we did This Is Our War. And what's his name? They put our This Is Our War to the Overwatch trailer video.
Oh, Nerd Out.
Nerd Out.
Yeah.
Nerd Out
Well,
didn't do it, but
yeah,
they put it up for us. And
Yeah,
so I was
yeah.
like, this is awesome. I want to keep kind of like doing this. And so it started off as like a kind of a concept thing for Diablo 4. And because I was in my head, usually when I write songs, I'm like thinking of like a movie or trailer. I'm like, something is going in my head. And anyway, then it just got shelved for a really long time. So we had the EP just come out as 5 songs, and we decided we wanted to like re-release it so it would show up as a full length. And then we went in there, and luckily the whole like demons concept still worked with the whole like mental health thing that Addie wanted to like dive into.
Yeah, I think we kind of like got to a point where I was like, okay, we've been talking about these kinds of things for a long time. I'd like to do something a little more personal, I guess, because we've kind of been talking about like these grandiose like ideas for a while, and I just want to kind of bring it back, not to reality, but kind of like, you know, just a little more
to your reality.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, or I'm a little more grounded, I guess.
But anyway, then we finished it up, and I was like, well, this is a B-side. Whatever. I'll just get a Sony, like the new Sony camera. I wanted to like play with it anyway because we were talking about it. We spent a lot of money on the Vita Nova album, or music video, and so I was like, well, I'll just go and run and gun it and shoot it. Like we still did Vita Nova ourselves, but I did hire somebody with a Phantom camera, and that's why some of those shots look just incredible because they're at like 1,000 frames a second.
And National
Dustin
Geographic.
Farrell. Yes, Dustin Farrell, amazing cinematographer and director of photography. And so I was like, well, we can't do that every video. So we're like, well, let's just find like an insane asylum. And I was like, let's look for escape rooms because I love escape rooms. And they're already kind of like little movie sets.
We searched everywhere for a padded room specifically. We searched high and low for like months. And it was
the
so
pandemic,
hard
nothing
to find.
was open. So even if you could find something.
So we finally came across this escape room, and they had exactly everything that we needed. Really quickly, thank you for the 1,000 bits from FL Squid.
So
said, Lauren is my spirit animal. Love all of you, but I'd sell my soul to have Lauren's screaming talent. You and everybody else. Like, we'd all do that. Yeah.
And so I found this weeks of like looking and sending emails and Rich helping us out, like emailing all these.
We were looking at like Orlando. We looked everywhere. So it could have been anywhere. And we finally found this place in San Jose.
There was one in LA. Well, still there was one in LA, and they were totally closed because of the pandemic. And then we did find one in San Jose because San Jose wasn't under as strict as LA because their pandemic numbers weren't as bad. Yeah. So we could privately rent it out. And so we did that. And I was like, all right, we're just going to go there. We're going to shoot it. I'm just going to bring like 2 lights. No big deal. It's a B-side. Whatever. And and then now it comes to where Lauren comes into the picture.
It was like 2 weeks before.
Our channel had just hit 500.
I would say less than 2 weeks before.
Yeah, I think it was more like 10 days.
Happened.
Well, before that, real quick, and then I'll let you finish it up. So Lauren and our channel have both recently hit 500,000 subscribers, and so Lauren a little while ago sent us a care package. Do you want to talk about that part of it?
Oh, yeah. She just sent us this little Canadian care package. It was so cute. It had like, I'm still eating the maple leaf cookies, by the way. Paxton loves them. They're so good.
I got to send you more. I could kill a box in a day.
It's brutal. Those are so good. And they're so snackable. I'm like, this is awesome. Anyway, so she sent us like a bunch of little Canadian stuff. It was really cute and really sweet. And we had planned on sending her something
an Arizona care package. Yeah. Our channel, we were like 5,000 subs ahead of her, and so we're like, oh, we're basically doing the same thing.
Yeah. We had like the same idea.
We sent it, and we're like, well, we waited, and we're like,
it was like months.
Maybe she hated it.
maybe it was the worst gift ever.
Yes, she hasn't even mentioned it. There was like a cactus in it, like scorpion lollipops, like all this, like more. Arizona is basically stuff, like Mexican care package, like candy and stuff. Yeah. And so eventually we were like, okay, let's just ask and see if she even got it. And she goes, oh, I'm not even home. Lauren, do you want to see finish that part of it?
Like, I messaged you and I was like, like, where is this? I'm just wondering. I'm just making sure that you got it or whatever. And then you're like, yeah, I'm not home. I'm in San Jose.
We're like, and I was like, because it went to my parents' house, and I was like, Mom, like, do you have a package? She's like, yeah, it's someone named Adrian. and is that your boyfriend? And I was like, I for a sec, I was like, who the fuck is Adrian? So I was like, okay, I'm going to deal with this later. So then you messaged me and you're like, did you get our package? And I was like, oh my God, it's Addie. So that was so funny.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I'm in San Jose, so I can't get it right now. And then you were just like, what?
What are the fucking
Excuse me?
chances? Yeah. Yeah, it was not like, because you would think like, oh, San Jose isn't too far from here. We could have just been like, oh, she's here. Let's go ahead and schedule something. No, we already had it booked, like paid for.
Flights and everything.
Like,
Everything.
ready
The
to go.
Place.
Yeah,
And
it was like universe. Yeah, V. It was like cosmic star aligning.
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
And so I was like, we got to get her in the song. Like, we ask her and see if she'll be in it or whatever. And no, at first she just kind of jokingly goes, oh, I'll come to your guys' music video shoot or whatever. And I was like, oh no, you're going to be in the song.
We're going to put you in the song. We're going to write you in. And I was like, fuck it. Let's do it.
It's just like, well, I don't have anything. And I'm like, I got you covered. And so I just like, for 3 days, I looked up recording studios in San Jose, just random ones. I was just trying to find anywhere. And so I was like, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to sit down there. We're going to pay for it. You're going to go in and just record these vocals, do this, blah, 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 whatever. She goes down, knocks it out. Mind you, it wasn't that simple. We thought we had a studio on hand, and Laura and I were talking like pretty late at the night, and no one was responding to us.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, shit, this isn't going to happen, I guess. She's like, well, maybe I'll just go to Guitar Center.
I'm going to go to Guitar Center. I'm going to rent a mic. And I was down in San Jose visiting. I'm Queen V. So, like, I was like, V, we got to, like, go to Guitar Center. Like, we got to put it under your name because they don't rent to non-U.S. citizens. Like,
hang
we're going to
blankets on the wall. Like,
we're going to put blankets on the wall. We're going to do it in your living room. Like, we're going to do this, like, really, really low budget. And then we found this one studio.
They replied the next morning.
yeah.
Yeah, thank goodness. So we go, and the studio, like, was really sketchy. Like, I'm gonna just say it. Like, it was pretty sketchy. We go into, like, this back alley, and it was, like, this little shack, and there was, like, a fence, like, a wrought iron fence. And, like, the guy comes out of the door, and he's like, you got the money? And I was like, yeah, man. Like, are
Did he
you the
actually
guy?
say
And he's
that?
like, I'm the guy. Yeah, because I had to go and give the deposit because I don't have Venmo because I'm Canadian. So I was like, dude, do you want cash?
That's right.
And he's like, I'll take cash. So I passed him $60 through this fence, and I was like, okay, I'll see you tomorrow, right? And he's like,
it's
yeah,
a vocal
man.
recording deal. Like, not the same kind that you're thinking of.
Yeah. So, like, the next day, V and I go to the studio, and then we walk in, and the studio is dope. Like, it was amazing. And this guy was sick. And I remember you guys needed a recording with the Neumann U87, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they had the vintage one. Apparently, he says Bob Marley is tracked on it. I don't know if I believe that, but cool. But the experience was
Maybe
amazing.
he came by their studio once and was like, check.
I mean, apparently, like, this guy's
Asked for
dad-
directions. And the
Yeah,
mic
like
happened to be on. So technically it recorded him.
Yeah, so the kid, he seemed like a kid, like he was maybe 22, who recorded me, and his dad owned the space. So his dad is like some big wig from LA who apparently has recorded like Disturbed and Metallica. Apparently. I mean, they all say that, but
They always say that, yeah. But
it's a nice thought. So so the experience was sick. Like, I just went line by line with like everything you prepped. Which
Oh my
was
God, we
awesome.
sent you so many notes. It was like ridiculous. It was like, oh God.
Because you
I was so
you had
stressed.
one shot to get it, right? Like, if we had missed something, like, it would suck, so...
Yeah, I was so stressed. I was like, oh my God, like, I need to be on. Because when, Addie understands this, like, if you're a singer, we have off days.
Yeah, totally.
And it's like,
You can't
if
come
I'm
back
at
another
home,
day.
We can't go back. Like,
Yeah.
this is it.
Yeah.
When you have one shot, one opportunity.
Yeah.
Mom spaghetti. Like, it was mom spaghetti moment. So that was wild.
And then
And it was like-
were you just like, can you just email this to these people? Or did they give you a USB and you went home and sent me them? I can't remember.
He sent you a WeTransfer link.
Gotcha.
And I like sat there until it sent because I was just like,
Yeah.
please, for the love of God, like, this needs to work. Like,
Because we're talking... This is like, I don't know, 6 or 7 days before shooting. So, like, we have...
I was on vacation. Like,
We-
I didn't have any of my shit. I had no tech
Yeah.
with me.
Yeah.
So I was so stressed. So
Pretty cool.
I can't believe it came together.
I know.
I
It was so
know.
like, it felt so meant to be though, like because it came together so unnaturally, but also naturally, like and spontaneously. It's crazy. And then, yeah, so we get there day one, or you sent us the vocals, and like, I'm not gonna lie, that was a lot of vocal stems for me to go through. That was
Yeah,
a lot.
He didn't comp them into 3 tracks.
Yeah.
He literally sent you like just every
Yeah.
raw track. As he was tracking it, I was like, oh, he's doing this. Okay. Brad's going to have a field day with this. And so I think it was like, because I did 3 passes of every line. And so every line was separated.
Yeah.
So every line times 3. That's
I kind of
how
had to
many
like
tracks he had.
had to make like paragraphs out of her sentences, like, and it wasn't actually too bad getting it all in
Yeah,
there.
probably
Actually,
fine.
what was difficult, and this is my fault, I actually requested the U87, and they go, "Well, we got a vintage one." I was like, "Perfect." I didn't realize how much different a vintage
Yeah,
one
super
actually
different.
does sound.
It was quite different.
From our U87 because we have the AI, like the modern version of it. And he goes, "Well, we get our service regularly." And it's just, there was a lot of like little tiny obstacles, not that big of a deal, but like, and we still made it happen. It was super awesome. But trying to match the mics was very difficult. But yeah, excuse me, it came together nicely.
And then I guess like fast forward when we actually go to like to meet and everything, like we land in San Francisco because that's where Brad's sister lives. So we were visiting her for a couple days, and I'm like, I messaged Violet. Lauren, I messaged Violet, hey, come to San Jose. No, I messaged Lauren, and I'm like, hey, we just landed in San Fran, but we'll be in San Jose in like a couple days. And she's like, oh my God, I'm in San Francisco.
I was like,
right
I'm in San Francisco.
Literally like 5 minutes away from where
we
Brad's
were,
sister
yeah.
was. So it was like, holy
Met up
shit.
at like a crab shack.
I was
Yes.
like, want to grab lunch? And then we did.
Yeah, so we just met up for lunch for like it was really
Oh,
good.
not just lunch. We like walked around all fucking afternoon. We got
Yeah,
crab
we
shack.
did.
We went and got ice cream at like whatever, that
Yeah.
little like square, and got some sun. I was so tired by the end of that day, though.
You guys must have been
I was
wiped.
exhausted.
I was fine.
All that walking around, and well, my sister gave us like a tour of San Francisco too. Like, so it was like playing up at 6 a.m, land in San Francisco, hang out with Lauren for a few hours, and driven literally around every street in San Francisco by my sister. Because, they don't have a lot of people don't have cars out there, so they just rented a car. So
Yeah.
she hasn't had a car in like 10 years. So for them, they're like, cool, it's like a little touristy guide. So they just gave us like the tour. We went over the Golden Gate Bridge and everything. And
Someone
Oh,
said,
nice.
hey,
Yeah.
just curious, why match the mics when it's 2 different singers? And that's actually a really good point. If we were like in some like wild situation where we were able to get creative with like which mic would be per person, like you might get into it more. But Lauren has a very actually similar timbre to me too. So like we would actually come across pretty similarly on the same microphone. So even if that were the case, I think we'd probably still sing on the same mic.
well, the thing is too, like even if they had my mic, if their gain settings, their in vocal chain was different, it's meaningless, really. Because once you start putting compressors or EQs or even
Yeah.
or some chains, like even just the circuitry, if it's analog, it's going to sound different. It's going to color it differently. So like anytime that we work together to do covers that Lauren sends me, what do you record on usually?
I think a
That
while
right there,
ago
right?
I use this now,
Yeah.
but I was using a Lewitt 540 Sub-Zero
Yeah.
condenser wise. I think I sent one song with the AKG 314.
Mm-hmm.
Not a big fan. Like the mids come out a little bit, but I've been using this guy, and like for whatever reason, it's sounding sick lately. So
Well, you and Addie have this higher register, so I imagine with the S7B, is that what that is?
yeah,
You're pretty close to it when you track. So you have like proximity.
I'm like kissing it.
yeah, exactly. And the difference with the U87, I'm gonna guess they had you probably like,
Oh,
Something
I
like
was like
this?
a foot away from that thing.
yeah, that's
Like-
and so that's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, there was no proximity, and so I was like,
Yeah.
Lauren records her vocals better than. You know what I mean? And I was like, but that you record your
made me
vocals
feel
for a
good.
living every day,
Yeah.
and so I think it's turned out great still. But like as a producer, just kind of piggyback on what they were talking about in the chat is like, why would you? What was the question? Why would you want to be on the same microphone? You just want to be in the. If we're gonna put the two people in on the same song, we want, as me, the person that's gonna mix it. I want them to be as close as possible because I can throw the same vocal chain on both of them and then tweak a little bit. I can't really do that with here's an example, like Violet's mic in room doesn't sound anything like Addie or Lauren's. Yeah. And so that I have to basically like rebuild a chain and try to like match it. And it's just extra work. And so it's easier to like carve out space for the singers if they're recorded in a similar environment with a similar source. It doesn't have to be the same microphone, but if they are in the same room or a dead room and they both have the same amount of like proximity, it's gonna help a lot.
Yeah, it just makes your life easier.
Yeah.
As a like producer / mixer.
Yeah, it's a balance. Like how far, if you're too far away from the mic, you said it was like a hip hop studio primarily, right?
Yeah, it was mostly hip hop.
Yeah, they're probably used to recording like people spitting bars over that stuff, and they don't need. And you know, hip hop has a lot of plosives in it and stuff, so you probably don't want to be like right up on it, like you know.
Yeah, you're gonna get like lots of pops if you do that.
Yeah.
So I guess just back to we hung out, and then just a couple days later was the actual video shoot. Oh, we didn't talk about all the shit that went down. I mean, we've talked about it. Yeah. We talked about it, I think, just like publicly. But just to start off, Brad and I almost missed our flight. But then our flight was delayed, so we made our flight. Yeah, it was
the weirdest thing in the world. It was so stressful for about 30 minutes, and they go, "Oh, well, your original flight's been delayed," and we're like, "Can we just get back on that flight again?" Sure.
Which is a great way to start the whole thing. But then we got there, do all that, and then it's the day before the shoot. I lose my credit card. And then Joe's like, my flight is getting delayed. And then he's like, my flight is getting delayed again. And he's like,
hold on, let him tell that part of it.
Okay, go ahead, Joe.
I mean, that's pretty much it.
How long were you at the airport for? I swear, like, maybe 3 hours?
I think closer to 4. And then waiting to get picked up again. To throw a little slight salt in the wound, too, like couples do, I had like a little argument with my fiance before leaving, right?
Good
and
times.
then I have to call her and be like, can you come get me?
Yeah. Oh no.
But it ended up being good because then, we got to get through it. It was just untimely, but it's just a little extra thing. Like,
right. Great.
So
totally.
Leave, but I just remember a lot of stuff was going on where the whole thing felt equally serendipitous because of the Lauren thing and awesome, and then also just all these hoops to jump through.
A million hoops
to make it happen. But it did.
But it did. It finally got
So day of the shoot, we're in San Jose.
Hang on, it got rescheduled to the morning. So he was arriving like the hour that we were going to start filming.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
What are the fucking chances?
We were starting at like 10 in the morning to shoot. And,
I forgot about our Airbnb.
And we did that too. 10 in the morning. And then Joe, what time is your flight? Leave Phoenix?
I think 7 something. Maybe?
Yeah, like last bit. I'm like, there's no way he's gonna make it, and like, I'm a little upset he didn't make it 15 minutes earlier because I had just loaded in like the longest walk of shame with the drums, the heaviest drums I've ever carried.
We loaded so much.
I'm really sad I couldn't make it for that.
That's another thing too. So this escape room was like the weirdest entrance ever. It's like this long, probably I don't know, 70 yards to the entrance that you just you couldn't park up close next to it.
Really quick, let me...
we didn't bring a dolly because we were in from out of town.
Let me read these just really quickly before we move on. I Buy Sling Hats, thank you for gifting a sub. Thank you, Zeno, for the $5 donation. Guys, this is super fun, and you need to do this every month or so with one of your collab partners. I think it'd be fun.
Yeah, super fun. Should have prepared questions for Lauren.
55-gallon drum of lube resubscribed.
Oh,
nice.
Nice. I'm not gonna read all of these, but FL Squid 500 bits said, "Leftover bits, y'all are the most deserving. Come to the Tampa area, please. P.S. Bring Lauren."
I've never
I'll
been
hide
there.
in the drum bag.
The drum of lube.
The drum of lube, the 55
drum of lube.
We'll ship that 55 pound drum. That's a lot of pounds of lube.
So we're on the first day of shooting.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I forgot about our Airbnb we got to, and it
Oh
was
my God.
full of gas.
There was a gas leak, and like we opened the door, and Andy's like, "What's that smell?" And I'm like, "That's fucking gas."
The oven was on.
I was
the gas
ready
oven.
for that entire house to explode
It
like
was
a action movie.
intoxicating, yeah.
We literally ran out of there. I was like, "You don't fuck around." My dad works for the gas company, not like the gas company. He works for like installing gas underground in commercial projects and stuff like that. Right. And so you don't fuck around with that shit. You hit a gas line, you're toast. We either would have died from gas inhalation, because we're so tired, we were like ready to go in and just take a nap, or a spark would have just ignited that building, that place.
Yeah,
Like
so we spent
it was.
the next hour looking for a hotel.
You took a step in, and it was so thick, like
Oof.
because the front door was shut. The gas had been running inside the house for God knows how long, right? And so I left the front door open, so I didn't want anybody else to go in after us and have an accident. So anyway, then we got this shitty ass hotel. We lost our Airbnb, which was a nice one. We were like, you know what, this has been
the
a hard trip.
hotel
We're gonna
sucked.
splurge for once on for you know what,
It had,
Papa
like, this
Joe,
cool
Papa
view.
Brad, Mama Addie. We always get shitty hotels, sleep in shitty accommodations, but not this time.
And then we ended up paying the same amount for a
More
hotel
actually,
because we had
the hotel's more, and it was like a Motel 6 basically.
Anyway, so back to the shoot. Got there first day, long walk, long haul, and I don't know that there's anything.
Yeah, there was other things too, and then so we were having a
the
bunch of stuff drop shift to the shoot, like lighting and props and a fog machine, and they delivered it to the wrong address, so we didn't have any of it. But luckily, we were able to get a fog machine. We were able to make that happen.
Yeah,
everything went
Queen
according to plan.
clutch.
Yeah,
She
super
ran
clutch.
to Guitar Center as Addie and I are like covered in blood and
In the
like,
last 45 minutes of the day too.
we're like in hospital gowns covered in blood and we can't do anything.
It was actually that scene where we have the blood on our hands, and we did that so many times where we like
It's like
turned and like
drying.
put our hands together. It started to dry, and we like every time we would go like this, it started to hurt because it was like peeling your skin off. It was like,
It was
ow.
so nasty.
It was really gross. It started to get really grody.
I think the worst blood part for me was when Brad was like, "We gotta get it dripping
down
her
your nose.
and then it starts going in my mouth.
Oh no! But then you were
And
like, "Oh, I got you, Brad." Like so she starts to ham it up and like licks it, and then all of a sudden, I'm like immediately regretting that decision.
We're just
Her
like,
whole
oh.
mouth is like vampire zombie blood looking. I'm like,
yeah.
all right, I think we went a little too far.
I was like, oh my god, this is terrifying.
And I was like, well, is this blood edible? First of all.
Yeah.
Second of all, let me go rinse my mouth because it was like it was everywhere.
Yeah.
Praying it didn't stain my teeth. I was like, okay.
I think his
Luckily it
shot looks
didn't.
super cool though. It's just like
does.
running. It's like just so I don't know, creepy melancholic.
With
Like
that, with the light.
I love
Joe was
the
like
light.
putting the light across my face, and I was just like,
blinding you. Yeah, she did such a good job. Addie on the other hand
Yeah,
was
you
like,
were a champ for sure.
Yeah.
The light? I didn't care about the light. No,
Your
the-
reflexes were a little more like, you know what I mean,
The part
reflective.
that I struggled with was the needle going into my neck. It hurt pretty bad. But
oh
it's
yeah.
okay.
The part that I struggled with is like editing out Addie's boogers, because like those.
They're not boogers.
No, there is a booger in this one.
No.
Oh yeah, there's a booger. There's a big nice
I was
floater.
making.
I'm
I was so
booger.
careful. I was blowing my
Yeah.
nose the whole time.
just a
Yeah,
little
no, he
boogie.
actually stabbed me with a real needle in my neck. No, it's
Real
a
blunt
it's a
needle.
retractable needle, but it still hurts.
That
'cause
I
it's
brought.
like
Like, should we use this?
So like, this is how I get my tattoos.
when people were trying to guess the like secrets, they were like, the blood is actually Audra's or
real.
something like that.
Oh,
It's the blood
Like,
of
oh my
Audra.
god, you guys are terrifying.
that's a good segue into the Easter egg of Violet. So like before we went up there, I had the idea of, no, actually when we came back is when I had the idea. I was like, the mirror. I think actually we're sitting in the room. I was like, how cool would it be if I got Violet's reflection in the mirror?
Yeah.
And so
It looks sick. Like good. Like for real though, sick job editing that.
oh, thank you.
It
Yeah,
looks sick.
that was so I was really worried. I was like, I'm gonna have to like stage and like give her all this instruction or whatever, and I for a mock-up. I got her Bloom video from her original, because the original idea is when she came out with her Bloom idea, I was like, oh my God, Violet, we're gonna do this video for this. We have this song that's like creepy. We want to get those contact lenses that you have in that, like, so we were thinking about getting that, and then it just happened to work out to where we didn't have to do that. I just put Violet in the video, and so we had the demon with the white eyes and stuff, and worked out great.
It really
Super
did.
cool. And then I put her in the Rorschach ink too, so she's in the mirror of Lauren's reflection. Technically Addie's too, but like it was redundant to do it twice, and so the ink blot, I really like the ink blot too. It's like really brings it home.
Yeah, it's such like a small moment that I'm sure like some people didn't even notice.
Oh yeah, and they didn't.
Well, people think it's real though. They're like, "Can I?"
It is real.
Oh, can I get that ink blot test?
Yeah, they asked if can I get that ink blot?
These
test?
are real ink blot tests, but I superimposed. I like brought a picture of Violet's face in Photoshop, and then I like morphed it into it, and then I motion tracked the cue card or the ink blot test that Joe's holding up, and that was fucking super hard because it wasn't a very solid thing to motion track, but I think it looks pretty cool.
It looks good. You did good.
I wish I could have did it on. So there were way cooler, spookier looking ink blots, but they weren't as good of takes between you and Joe. Because we have like 10 ink blot tests or whatever. And so the ones that are in the video aren't even the coolest looking ones, but they just happen to be the ones that, worked out. There's some that look pretty creepy.
Yeah, that's why Lauren was the champ, because we did that like for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's how music videos are. It's like, all
And
right,
I
we're
was
gonna do it
like
again.
laughing. You couldn't laugh, and I'm just like I'm laughing.
You were just like, ha ha ha.
Yeah.
We're punishing you.
I wasn't even
This
like
is a picture of my kids. And
So, in case you guys didn't know, we've now killed off basically Joe's wife-to-be in Vita Nova, and now we've killed off Joe. Who's next, Joe? Someone else in your family? We're just gonna like grandpa, grandma.
In every band, there's
out of a
always
hat.
someone that dies all the time.
In ours,
I'm
it's
Kenny
literally the
of the
entire
band.
Polizzi lineage. Like,
trying to
it's
wipe
just
me
his
out.
whole family.
yeah, I
actually, originally for that, I was gonna play the doctor,
That's what I was
and
gonna
Joe was
say,
gonna
yeah.
play a nurse. We actually had a nurse outfit. Both of us were gonna be in
Ooh,
it.
Nurse Joe.
Like a very sexy nurse.
Yeah, very sexy.
It was
Like,
gonna be a sexy nurse.
so we had white scrubs and another
Fishnets.
outfit, and but we just didn't have like another cameraman for me to be super confident about. So I was like, Joe, you're just gonna do all the doctor stuff. So
yeah, poor Brad. He never makes it into any of the videos as an actual like actor because he's always behind the camera.
it's okay.
It's rare that we even get you performing.
It's okay. I like it. Well, the next song, if we do a video for him, I should be in it a lot because I sing along in it. I don't know how that's gonna do. I feel like if people like this, they're gonna rage against the next song.
Oh, so I guess let's talk about what's next because we are currently working on. I've kind of talked about it a little bit on stream, but we're doing a 3-way collab between Lauren, Violet, and us. We're going to be uploading Metallica Enter Sandman on our channel with both of them. On Lauren's channel, we're doing Bleed It Out by Linkin Park. And on Violet's channel, we're going to do Tattoo. What's that song called?
All the Things
She Said.
All the
yeah.
Oh, I
She's in.
love that song.
Yeah.
Nice pick.
You guys said we're gonna have to like film like. Do you have a garden hose, Lauren? Because I'm pretty sure the
No.
girls are just like that entire music video are just like dancing in it's like a wet t-shirt contest.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like soaking wet.
In the tattoo one, are you talking
Or
about?
maybe just me and Joe will just get super soaking wet, and the tattoo video.
Yeah.
Oh.
So if we were gonna remake
She's not
that,
in that, but we. Okay.
me and Joe remake it.
Yeah, that sounds like a good.
I was practicing all my like, nah.
Oh yeah, you
Like
just sent
that.
over vocals. I'm excited to listen
Yeah,
to
I
them.
sent them.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I had
like
to do that.
weirdly intimidating because I never when it's stuff like this or even System of a Down, I'm like, how weird do I get here? Mm-hmm. Like,
Yeah, it's like a fine line
Yeah.
between like let's pay homage to the song, but
Right.
does it sound stupid?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Do I just sound like a complete loser trying to be?
I'm not gonna lie, like Chops, I can't believe it's done so well because like the raps, like in order to get to the pretty stuff that makes that amazing, one of the girls had to be like, well, someone's gonna have to do the blah, 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 blah. Put it in a little makeup, blah, blah. And like having a girl do that, like come on, you like pretending to be is it Serge Tankian, right? That's the name.
Oh,
Yeah,
Serge.
Serge.
Yeah.
And it's like you can't emulate that voice.
Well,
No.
Lauren would have killed it.
I think so too. But you actually, you know what?
I don't know about that.
It was brutal to try and learn. I think I did a live stream of it, a live stream recording of it, but it took forever to get that timing down.
I mean, me doing Bleed It Out, because obviously, like, the
Oh,
Mike
you
Shinoda
guys are.
part-
I haven't even heard it yet. I haven't
Oh
heard
my
heard it.
God! Did I even message
I
you?
haven't
I meant
heard-
to message you and be like, "Oh my God, this is so exciting!"
I haven't heard your parts, but like, I was like, okay, what's the mood? First of all, because like, I was like, I'm not a rapper, but I can scream.
Yeah.
So I made it a little emo,
Nice.
Yeah.
and I was like, this fucking works. So like,
Oh, it so works.
it just has to like. You gotta pay homage, but like you'll never be the same as the original singer.
Yeah.
So it's like
Totally.
a fine line that you have to walk. But I thought it came out. I was surprised.
Oh, it's
honestly.
amazing. People are gonna lose their fucking minds. I was like, oh great, she took the first verse. Now people are gonna be like, by the second verse, they're gonna be like,
Are you rapping the second verse now?
boring.
Are you rapping the second verse now?
Yeah.
Huh. Well, maybe you guys.
Nah, you're actually such a good rapper, though, Addie. Like no cap.
Yeah, representing Jersey. over
Let's
here.
go, Joycey. Let's go.
I am not a good rapper. Tier 3 resub from Squeezel. Oh my gosh, you're almost at a year. That's awesome.
So, what's in store for you in your future of music endeavors right now, Lauren? What are you working on lately? You got anything with the bands? Tell us about you and the boys.
Yeah. So back in May, my band Red Handed Denial, we finished recording a record. So that's exciting. We're actually we're in the process of just like planning the album rollout.
Yeah.
So you guys will be getting a new
Did you say
Red
roll?
Handed Denial song this year. So I'm really excited. Finally.
Yes.
So the album is done. So I'm working on a new original song with Malen, who is the wonderful composer who did Candle with me.
Yay.
We're gonna
good.
do something weird, like super like musy.
Nice.
So, I think I'm gonna do like a solo metal song, maybe.
Yes.
I'm still
and
waiting
more
for you to play
covers.
bass in a video, like
Oh,
fucking. A lot of you
like-
guys in the chat don't know Lauren plays the bass. Slap it at bass.
I try to play the bass. I mean, I don't actively play the bass, but I can play like basics. Oh,
Basics.
bass. Yeah, like I don't know. I just kind of
Release the basics.
release the basics.
Is Lauren
yeah,
going to
I'm
sing
just-
tonight? No, well, we can't.
We can't because
Yeah,
of
there's
physics.
a delay.
Yeah, there's a delay.
Someday though. Someday.
One day.
We'll
I
have to
think like
fly
when
down.
we're in person, when I get down to Phoenix,
Yeah.
I should just be there for a whole week. We have like Stream Palooza week, and we
Yep.
just
Do a
like
video, it'd be awesome. Yeah,
Yeah,
let us finish
well-
our guest room. We're almost done with it. We now we got rid of the bass. Now we can bring in the
What
better.
do you mean we're almost done with it?
I mean,
There's literally boxes in there. There's
no,
no.
I mean like we got the hard part, which is getting rid of who was in it. So and now we gotta like we're gonna put new carpet in and like make it like an official guest bedroom with a little like Murphy bed, like the hide a bed,
Oh,
you know?
nice.
It's like doubles in a little extra office or whatever, and then you just like,
That'll be
oh,
sick.
what's this? A fucking bed came out of the wall?
and then I could see your studio and just cry because it's awesome.
We've gotten
And I'm
used
in,
to
like,
it now.
a-
We're ready
a
for
little-
upgrade.
Oh, it looks so good though.
On camera, it looks bigger than it. Bro, you're gonna come and be like, "Whoa!"
It's
you're
really
like
small.
shoulder.
No, that's just how it be though. Like
Yeah.
this room is so. I mean, this room looks freaking small, but like in my other space, like it looks big-ish, but it's super small. So like, I
Yeah,
feel
people
bad.
don't see that, especially if you're using a lens that like is wider. People are like, "Damn."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of always the struggle. Like when we were shopping for a house, we had such a weird like request. We were like, we need a wall. We need a wall with like a lot of space in between because we need
like
distance.
13-foot wall to film videos on. You got that?
Yeah.
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 That's how it be.
That's our house. Is like you walk in and it's just like every other room is like repurposed for business.
Music gear everywhere. Or kid toys, one or the other.
It's like a studio or a playroom, one of the two.
I guess they're both kind of one and the same. One's for the adults and one's
True.
for the kids. Although
Very true.
Baxton loves music stuff too, but yeah.
Oh.
Sure does.
Is he gravitating towards any like instrument
All
or
of them.
anything, or
All of them.
I don't.
Oh, okay.
I would say
He does
right
like the
now,
drums.
I think the drums is probably his favorite. He doesn't sing.
Well, when you're only 2 years old, you don't have much dexterity in your hands, so you can do this. You can hold something and smash.
Yeah, but you
But
definitely
you can't
have a
like
preference.
use your fingers like on a piano area. Although he does play. He likes to play. This is what he does. Goes to the drums.
Oh, he
Puts his
goes.
headphones on. Plays a
Yeah.
little bit of drums, and then goes immediately to the keyboard. And then guitars is like
No, but then he'll tell you to get on the other instrument. He wants
Oh,
to
that-
be in a band.
Oh,
Like
so-
he'll
No, he
ask.
wants to jam out.
Yeah, no, he wants to jam. So he'll get on one instrument and then he'll be like, "Mama, mama," and he'll point at the drums like, "Come on, get on the drums,
He
let's
just wants
go."
to have a jam
Yeah.
sesh.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
That's so cute. I love
But
that.
he's kind of into like vehicles right now. So
Oh, okay.
yeah,
He's a car guy. Okay.
he's a car guy.
So that's what's going on with your music. What about your like your hobbies, entertainment? Are you a movie buff at all,
I mean,
more like an
I
episodic
love
like television buff,
watching
Netflixy kind of thing?
movies. I've been playing a lot of video games lately.
What game are you playing right now?
I'm playing Undertale. I think you guys caught some of the stream.
Yes, I came
from
in.
this week.
I don't know what Undertale
I've-
is. Could you explain to me what Undertale is? If
No,
you had to, like,
I don't
describe
know.
it?
You can't because it's like
Is it a 2D
I
scroll?
went in
No
blind.
spoilers, chat.
Yeah, it's like a no spoilers thing. I'm also playing a lot of League of Legends, like a lot.
Are you playing it
um,
blind? Are you playing
Undertale?
Undertale blind? Yeah.
Yes. I have
Okay.
no idea the context. So
Okay.
it's been fucking weird.
Yeah.
But-
Oh, it's weird. Yeah. It gets
Everyone's-
really fucking weird.
Yeah. Everyone's like, you've just scratched the surface.
Oh,
Don't
yeah.
look into it. Just like hold out. It's going to be fine.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, we're going to keep going. So I think I'm like 3 hours into Undertale.
Yeah.
So-
So I'm a huge Zelda fan, and I've been for I don't know since I was a little kid, and I have never found a game that has ever resonated with me the same
Wow.
except for Undertale. And I was like,
Hell yeah.
holy shit, this is insane.
I heard you have to play it twice. Don't go into that.
I
I don't want
Right.
to answer.
Oh, yeah.
Don't want to. You
But,
neither
I
confirm
mean,
or deny that.
Yes, yeah,
But yes, that's that's
more than twice. But yeah,
what I understand. But yeah, I've been playing Undertale, a
yes,
lot of
but
League of
actually no.
Legends.
Yeah, that's a complicated question. I don't know.
You
how
don't happen
answer
to play
Yeah.
MLB The Show, do you?
What?
So, like, what is MLB?
MLB The Show?
Like Major League Baseball?
Oh,
Wow.
Yes, nice.
Yeah, Addie would never have guessed that.
I
in a
know
million
what
years.
I know what you're talking about. What do you mean the show?
What does MLB
That's
stand
what's
for?
wrong. She just said. it.
Major League Baseball. What do you
Okay,
mean?
I was gonna.
I know.
Oh, you were asking Addie.
I was asking Addie.
I like sports. I mean, okay, if we want to go into sports. I mean,
Yeah,
I-
Joe, take over. Let's get some sports talk
Let's
going.
go in. I mean, I was Euro Cup. I'm a big soccer fan, so I was super.
All right, so
into
we've run out
Euro.
of time, guys. Thank you for coming into the stream. That's an American joke. We don't really like soccer. Keep going. Sorry.
Well, Canada
Yeah,
is
that's true.
mainly soccer and hockey, right?
Mostly hockey.
Do you guys
Now you're
call
in
it-
Toronto though, so you guys probably like care about the Raptors, right? Especially
We
because you
got-
guys
oh,
won
yeah.
recently.
Yo, when they won, I think there was 2 million people out on the streets.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, it's
because they're the only basketball.
right.
Like
It's
Major
crazy
League
to think.
Basketball
I
team.
don't know why. Like if I was in the league and I could choose where to go, and especially if I really thought like, oh, we would be competing for a championship, I'd want to be in like Toronto because like you just have it's all to you. You know, like in
Yes.
America, like you can live in one place, but be a fan of a team that's like across the nation, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're in Canada, you're probably rooting, or in Toronto, you're probably rooting for the Raptors. So it's so many people.
They're the only NBA basketball team in all the country. So
Right.
like,
Well, you have
it's
Grizzlies,
like
right?
the country's team. No, they don't exist anymore.
Oh,
Damn
my bad.
show.
Yeah.
One up by Canadian.
Where have I been?
I didn't know
No, they
that.
haven't existed for a while.
Oh,
but,
yeah, they're Memphis now. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're Memphis.
So-
Memphis Grizzlies?
Yeah.
What were
So
they?
if you think about
Vancouver.
it, like
Oh.
the Blue Jays and the Raptors are like representing the entire
Yeah.
country.
And I think that's
So-
dope. I would love to do
It's
that.
fucking sick. And when they won, it was insane. Like
Yeah.
the
I
city
bet.
was insane.
You guys
It
like
was
riding in the
wild.
streets and like flipping over cars, or Canadians too nice to do stuff like that? Because that's what Americans do.
There is actually, when the Leafs lost to Boston, like a few years ago, the city did riot.
I could
it's
see that
not
with
really-
hockey, because hockey is like your guys' main, right? If you had to pick one sport
Yeah,
that
yeah,
most
yeah.
people care about, yeah. I would.
Yeah, and like there are a bunch of Canadian NHL teams, but like
Is Wayne Gretzky like the Michael Jordan of Canada?
I
Or
would
is,
say so.
yeah.
I would say so.
Is
Yeah.
there like a new, like, because, now we got LeBron and Kobe and, like, newer cats in the NBA that, like, are taking that mantle, or at least, has there been anybody since Wayne Gretzky that is as big as what Wayne Gretzky was? 'Cause
Maybe like
I literally had Wayne
McDavid.
Gretzky rollerblades when I was.
Oh, Sidney Crosby,
Yeah.
but he played for Pittsburgh. So
Yeah.
Gotcha.
but like
Yeah, it's probably got to be a hometown person, right? Or not necessarily, I guess, but
not really. I mean, most of the NHL is filled with Canadians anyway, so
true.
they go everywhere.
It's okay. All the
But,
good
yeah.
musicians come from Canada. It's a fair trade.
Roll Colin,
Justin Bieber.
Chad Kroger.
Chad Kroger, Avril Lavigne.
Yeah.
Yes, Addie Avril Lavigne.
Were you an Avril Lavigne fan in your younger
Oh,
days?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Complicated. That whole album is like my shit. I love that album so much.
Yeah.
I like her new song with Monson. I like that. I think it's pretty cool.
I have to check that out. I don't know much about her new stuff, but
Flames,
the
I think it's called.
OG Avril, like let's
Yeah,
go.
OG Avril's great.
Yeah, before Melissa came along.
The conspiracy.
Yeah, the conspiracy.
I've actually been to her hometown. It's very, very small. Like
Napanee.
Napanee, Ontario.
Yep.
We actually went to a studio out in Napanee, and we recorded Red Handed Denial's song "Clockwork" in Napanee, Ontario. Fun fact.
It is funny, like I don't obviously have the same like wide-eyed like oh my god like at the same that I used to, but there is like a little piece of me that anytime I meet someone or like know someone that it starts talking about Canada, I'm like you're more
Avril.
special than me. That's, you're so much better than I am.
You're closer to her
Yeah.
than me.
It was that kind of obsession. Where
Yes.
there's still that little kid in me somewhere that's like,
Oh, I love that. Oh my
So-
God, wait. Celine Dion.
Oh, yes. That's
Celine.
national treasure. International
National treasure.
Ryan Reynolds,
International treasure. Celine Dion.
Love. Ryan Gosling.
Carly Rae
Oh, I didn't know
Jepsen.
Wolverine.
Oh.
He's not.
He's Canadian.
He's not Canadian. He's
The
Australian.
Wolverine.
No, Hugh Jackman's Australian. Wolverine is Canadian.
Oh.
The character.
Gotcha. Wait, he is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is Deadpool.
He wears plaid.
I don't know why that would be the giveaway.
That is the only giveaway. No.
You definitely don't know your comics.
No, I did not. I did not know that.
No, I was thinking he meant Hugh Jackman too.
Oh, I
Maddie.
would die. I love Hugh Jackman.
Who is your dream collab?
My dream collab? That's a very loaded question. I would have to say like Adele. And I know that's like really random, but like Adele.
I mean, how
Honestly.
could you not?
Like she's a goddess. Or Amy Winehouse. I know that's, rest her soul. I fucking love her. And like I was a huge and still am a huge Amy Winehouse fan. So
I wish that
Amy
I had
Winehouse.
heard more of her. I actually haven't heard almost anything.
Oh,
Yeah.
Just go listen to Merms.
Oh my God.
Merm's got like
Mermaid
a lot of
Unicorns.
like I don't know if it's purposefully,
Do a
but
deep
reminds
dive.
me a lot of Amy.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
do a deep dive one day. Honestly, like
Mermaid Unicorn.
But I
So
know
good.
she's like one of the best. One of the best.
so
for
talented
sure.
too. Like early on, she was like rocking out on guitar and singing. Like she had like a strat and doing just like jazz stuff. Oh, so good. But yeah, Amy for sure.
Good
What
choice,
about
good
you?
choice.
Like, what's your dream collab?
I don't know. People ask us
anyone
on
of you.
that on the stream quite often.
Mine would be Dustin Kinsrew.
Is it? You always say whichever one makes me the most money.
Well, that too, but well, if it's a dream, it would be Dustin Kinsrew, and it would make
Okay,
me
yeah.
the most money.
So one person.
But it won't. But I would just love to collaborate with Dustin Kinsrew. The problem is like his voice is so good. What the fuck would I do?
See,
I
that's
wouldn't
what
want to have my voice on
I
it.
feel the same way. I'm like, yeah, I would want to satisfy my like childhood dream of like singing with Avril Lavigne, but simultaneously, I could never. Like, how could I do that? I
You
would
never know, man.
It
You
would
never
be.
know.
It would be so. I would
Just not-
probably pass out. I
Hey,
don't
listen,
know.
listen. You
not
really never
function.
know because Monson, the dude that she's dating right now and did that song with, he literally played drums for Scary Kids, and they're
Oh,
out of
I
Arizona.
don't like how close.
What?
I don't
Yes.
like how close we are.
Yeah,
it's
so
getting,
just,
it's scaring
he's
me.
like, yeah, no, seriously, like, so Monson's like story is really crazy because he
Yeah.
was pretty much no
I didn't
bigger
know
than
that.
us. I mean, both of us have more subscribers than he does right now, but he's also more of a legacy artist because he's been around since those early days, like Scary Kids and stuff. And then he went and did his like solo thing, and he would actually open up his individual personal rap thing. But basically, when he went to Scary Kids, they wanted him to play drums for him, and he goes, "Okay, I'll do that on tour." I don't know if he was official, like in the band or whatever, but he was drumming for them. He goes, "If you let me open for you," like for his Monson, like his rapping thing. And so it's kind of like really interesting story. You should go check out the Punk Rock
wild.
MBA interview with him. Super awesome dude, actually. But yeah, Scary Kids, they were a pretty good band.
Oh, that the album, the gray one with the mask
Yep, that's the one.
with like Snake Devil on it. Oh, that's not even on Spotify. I
Really?
want to listen to it, but that album is specifically not on Spotify. And I'm
So,
just like,
did you get
why?
into metal or did you get into emo? I'm gonna guess the regular trajectory of most people. It kind of went from like, well, you were an Avril Lavigne fan, so I'm gonna guess maybe the pop punk into emo, into post hardcore, into metal, or were you more like a nah, fuck it, I'm wearing? You were Hot Topic right in junior high, or what was your trajectory to land where you were at?
I started getting into music when I was in like grade 7. So you're what, 12, 13 at the time?
Mm-hmm.
It was like Blink-182 all
Yeah.
day. And then shortly after that, it was Linkin Park all day. It was like Blink-182 and Linkin Park were like my two big ones. And then I think Linkin Park really just opened it up. And then I became like Under Oath, huge Under Oath fan. My Chemical Romance, The Used, Taking Back Sunday. So like it was emo, but also like post-hardcore
Yeah.
ish. So I was down that route. Like I never listened to like classic metal. Like I was never a Metallica fan. You know, I wasn't into new metal either. I completely like dodged that. Like I wasn't into Limp Bizkit or Slipknot or Slayer or Iron Maiden. Like I was never into that. It was just like emo, post-hardcore, like Fall Out Boy, Panic at the Disco, all that.
We're the
and
same
then
person.
Yep.
Paramore, obviously, and then
Kind of the Warped Tour band.
Yeah. definitely
Everyone
Like,
on
Just a
Fueled by
mixture, but-
Ramen.
oh, absolutely. Like
See, for me, it was everybody
100%.
on Drive Through Records, which was a little bit before you guys,
Yeah.
because I'm a dinosaur, but yeah. Hey, got some
Yeah.
questions from the chat. I just missed it. I was about to read it. Somebody's asking, Lauren, do you have any pet peeves?
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure you do.
I do. I'm sure. It's hard. I feel.
Okay, so
I can't think of any off the top.
okay, so I'll
He's
narrow
like
it down.
people that talk over me.
Let's say you're on a date. What, like a pet peeve on a date? So obviously somebody talking over you.
A pet peeve specifically on a date. Oh, if you're like on a date and it's like, okay, the person asks you on a date and then you get there and then they're just like, what do you want to do? And it's like, oh, well, you have asked me on the date. I thought you were planning.
Nice
this.
planning.
Like, good planning, bro. I think like people who are condescending, that is like a huge pet peeve of mine. Especially like people who talk down to you, and it's like, well, I'm not stupid.
Yeah.
And I think that happens from time to time. And I hate to bring like this up, but like our gender in this scene. It's
Yes.
happened many a time where it's like,
Oh,
you know,
constantly, yeah.
we don't. It's like, oh well, you're a woman and this scene is full of men. You don't know what you're talking about, or I don't take you seriously.
Courtney LaPlante from Spirit Box has a podcast basically completely dedicated to just that.
Yeah.
She has like girls on that talk about like their experience in the rock industry and how it's just a different experience.
Boy, you guys
Yeah.
are lucky because I have, like, you know what resting bitch face is?
Yes.
Like you can't help it. You just always look like you might be
you
in
should
a bitchy
smile
mood.
more.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of like me, but with my tone of voice. So I always sound condescending and shitty and like an asshole. And I really don't mean to, but I just always have the worst tone of voice. And it always sounds so... I hate it. I have a bad reputation. But well, that's good to know. How about for a job, pet peeve?
For what it's worth, I've never found you condescending, at least to me, Brad.
Well, thank you.
So, you're welcome. But yeah, I would say being condescended at or like talked down to.
Yeah.
Or, you know, like the for lack of a better term, mansplaining
Yeah,
a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Could you give me an example of mansplaining?
You don't know. You're not screaming properly. You're probably
Oh,
gonna blow
God.
out your vocal cords.
Jesus Christ, I get
something.
mansplained to all the time.
see.
I scream on any song, and I'm mansplained by like every
It's
man
the
on the
worst.
planet who's a
you
professional
inhale?
screamer.
This is inhale screaming.
Yeah, it's not right.
Stop
is
cupping
not
the mic.
right.
I'm like, this mic has the longest capsule ever, so it's like it's just a long dildo, man. It's like I'm not cupping it. That's not cupping it. This would be cupping it. That like my
Do
chest
you,
is
do
Lincoln
you
Park
cup
stream.
the mic, Lauren? Are you a cupper?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, when you're playing live, like, you know, it happens, and it looks cool.
I think also
So-
it's not intentional a lot of the time live because
No.
it when you are into something, like into it, it just happens to be the way that you hold a microphone when you go to scream, right?
Just dig.
It's
You
just
dig?
you're digging into it, man.
Yeah.
Well, like, when I realize I'm doing it, I stop because I
Yeah.
know how bad it sounds and how the person at front of house
Out
is
front
like,
of house, like, God
for the
damn
love
it,
of
yeah.
God, stop doing that. So like, I get it, but like, yeah, I absolutely do that.
We were in a corporate band with somebody who did that when he sang. He cupped the mic. Oh, they were like, "Stop cupping the mic, Corey."
It was a constant. I was like, dude, you gotta stop. Like this is that doesn't. Well, because he played
it's
it in
just a bad
another band
habit.
too.
Yeah, it's just a bad habit.
It's a-
See,
yeah, it's
But it
bad
was a
habit.
corporate band, so it's like this is not the place.
At a corporate event, just like,
Yeah.
what's up? Open up this bit.
So have you ever had a corporate job before? Have you ever done the desk job thing, push papers?
I've never done that, but I'm you probably know I'm a teacher as well. Like I went full time with music about 2 years ago, but I have like my teaching degree and stuff. So I taught high school for a while and did substitute teaching. So I don't know if that counts as corporate, but I had a real person job.
Imagine Lauren as your teacher, guys.
Let's imagine it right
Best
now.
fucking
No,
class
we're gonna do it actually
ever.
right now because everybody,
Let's-
by popular demand, so we officially
Role
know
play.
that you are a teacher, and everybody goes in the video that I tried to teach you how to scream. Right now, Lauren, teach Addie how to how to.
Oh my god! I was at that stream when you showed that video of you teaching her.
Yeah.
And I was like
Teach.
literally sitting here and I was like, he's not wrong. Like, he's not wrong. So like when I have vocal students and they've never done it before, it's more so just finding the approach.
Yeah.
And literally pretending to
Yeah,
gag is
totally.
just an approach. And
Like
it
it's
works
like
for
if you
some
can just
people.
physically get to some place, regardless how you get there, are you even capable of making this kind of a sound? And so to me, it's like, well, everybody can yak, right? And almost all yakking sounds the same. Like you get to that
I
point,
don't know that I can.
you can't throw up. You've thrown up.
No, I've thrown up like twice in my life,
Yeah.
but I've never gone like that. Like I've never done.
Well, that's
that.
why I was asking you if like you know what I mean. That's the
No.
only thing I could think of because I was like,
I lack. Is that the key? Is that I need to throw up more?
no. I was trying.
Do I need to go get the flu?
No.
It's
I was
like
just trying to be
intentionally
creative.
overdoing it, right?
Yeah, I was just trying to
Just to
think
know
of a
the right
scenario
feeling
Yeah.
to get.
Yeah, like
Yeah, 'cause
you know,
it's scary to like not. It's like, oh well, how do I go from 0 to 100? And you get scared because it's like, okay, where is it supposed to be?
mm-hmm.
And it's scary. It's like, how do I do that? And it's always the how. And you could imagine it in your head, but it's like just
How
finding
to
that one
describe
way.
yeah, it's impossible.
Well, then some people just like
some
quietly
people-
vocal fry scream, and then there's some people like me who is just like burst a blood vessel, get a hernia scream, like you know what I mean. And so there's definitely different approaches.
Yeah.
And so I'm not a great teacher, but you did an amazing video. Is that still up?
I'm making a better one because I think I just had a few terminologies wrong. Like I mixed them up.
Yeah.
And that was bothering me.
Yeah.
Oh, those mansplainings got to you, so you had to remake it.
The mansplaining actually got to me. I like reversed a few things, and I've learned a lot since that video, but I think I'm just gonna make a better one. But there are just like many different ways to get to the same destination. You just
Yes,
have to find
exactly.
the way. And I actually learned how to scream through singing.
Yeah.
And I think if you have the singing foundation, that's actually a really good thing because you already know how to breathe, you know? Like you know how to breathe properly
Well, that's the thing.
in that
So,
context.
I mean, I've been singing my whole life, and I don't mean lightly either. I don't mean like, oh, I sang sometime. Like I sang like almost on a daily basis since I was a very small child. So, I mean, I definitely like tried for a really long time, and I really liked rock music, and I always wanted to have like a rasp to my voice, but I can never fucking figure it out.
But
And
you
then,
do
like,
it.
No, now I do. That was like maybe
Okay.
a year or two ago that I finally figured out how to do it. So yeah,
This
just
is
the
like
kind
bringing
of,
that in
like-
there because you never
Yeah.
did that before, like a year ago.
I couldn't find it, and then we started getting these requests where it was in my range enough
started
that it
doing
was
rock.
right where I could find it every time. It was actually
That
that
sweet spot.
what was that song called?
I don't know.
Plot and Me.
Oh yeah, the plot in you.
Oh, yeah.
Plotting
Plot
You.
and
Yeah.
You. Yeah,
That's
that's
a
that
good song.
song that we played very often, and that was like right where I could find that and kind of like keep figuring it out, and then eventually.
By the way,
you know,
Joe
kind
can
of-
scream. He doesn't think he can. So, Joe, when you laid vocals for this fucking last song, when you came in here, and I'm like, okay, hey, you sounded like Jordan from Bring Me the Horizon, right? Because that's actually
shit.
what I was kind of going for in the last chorus. Like, I wasn't really going for it, but it was really high. And I was like, hey, that kind of sounds like that. And then you came in, and the same thing came out of you. And I was like, you're not far. You're like a ball hair away from.
That's what I said. Joe can do fucking everything.
Yeah, like you were saying,
You can scream. I've seen you do it when you do your
like
label
this-
the cable guy
The
voice
screaming thing
too.
is so interesting because like everything that you had to tell me to like at least try for me to get to that point was like I really had to like think about it and try. Whereas like say with singing, like even if you completely suck at singing, you've probably sang a lot, like in your
Yeah,
car or in the
something that
shower.
you've done before.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about it like, well, every time like I like a lot of music with screaming in it, and I'll do it, but I'll be like, you know. So you have that. That's all your practice and your go to or whatever. So when it like if you need to suddenly
Actually do
want
it.
you want to learn and like yeah like where that's why like I think it is valuable, not that I know, but just knowing from me at least getting something like that out of it, like or out of me. Brad doing or saying the throw up thing is like it seems so silly, but it is like
It's kind of the
Yeah.
only
Yeah.
experience.
what else can you
have.
compare it
Yeah.
to?
Yeah.
It's just kind of a weird
There's
thing.
no school that or
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you know
If you've never
courses
done
that
it.
you could
Oh
take.
my God, me at 14 trying to find videos on tiny YouTube that barely existed, like how
Oh.
to scream, like
It was
nothing.
rough.
For me, it was just
I
like
learned
literally yelling.
myself.
That's all it was for me. I never like
Yeah.
stepped aside.
But did you happen to do that? You know, like as a
Look at him. Of course he did
the
it.
very first time I ever screamed. So there was a phase that I could do like some pretty good like Under Oathy screams, and this was back when I was younger and I listened to Under Oath and Story of the Year a lot, and it came very naturally. And then I lost my voice, and you guys kind of know that story. And I had to relearn to scream, and it took like 6 years, and I couldn't do any kind of screaming at all. And then honestly, like about the time we started these streams is when I just started to kind of
No way.
to try it again.
You're so good.
Oh, thank you, but I don't agree to bully. You know what's really difficult for me is screaming. For me, it has to be in a certain key. So some songs are just impossible for me to do anything with.
Yeah, he refuses to do it unless it's like actually in key.
And I don't know exactly what those songs or that range is. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I could do this, and other times like, no chance. This song is playing in the background is our own song, and it is not even a great scream. It's so fucking challenging to do and sound good, right? Because like you can scream out of key, but with some of the best screamers, what sounds good about like the Chesters, from Linkin Park and stuff, is it's really they're finding a note that's at least in the scale. Maybe it's not the same as the melody, and then you're just frying at that note, right?
Yeah. And that's like when I like see you doing it, you actually have an approach like Chester, because Chester and like Ollie from Bring Me, Sam Carter from Architects, they do it like you guys are all in like a specific style where like there is an actual pitch undertone. And that is actually like for me the most difficult, because you're walking a fine line, because like you're like also bringing in your true folds, so it's like that could be a throat ripper.
Yes.
If
that's a cool name, dude. Throat Ripper. Is that a band? Holy shit, that's awesome.
A sick band name.
Seriously.
But yeah, like if your placement falls out, you could.
Oh yeah, totally. So like
you could be in a world of hurt.
Yeah, and if you're like singing and pulling majority of the way, it's impossible. You don't want to do that. Like all of my favorite singers who once screamed no longer really do that heavy lifting anymore. Dustin doesn't really do it. Eddie does the screaming. Bert doesn't really scream live anymore from the Used, and I don't blame them, because like screaming is a niche thing, right? And eventually you're gonna probably grow out of it. And if you're a musician, it's not the only thing you want to do. And I get it that people love to hear like screamers scream. But when you have that ability to sing like Lauren and the other, really any singer that can do both, it's like, it's probably more fun to, I can only speak for myself, and I can't sing worth shit, but like, it's really enjoyable to just sing. And screaming is fun, and especially for the times that you put it in there, but like, I couldn't imagine only wanting to scream, and that's the only thing you would do, right?
I agree with you. Like, For me, like emotionally, like screaming is so like
cathartic.
It's very like almost very focused to like a few emotions, but singing covers the full spectrum, and like it's more fulfilling.
And you can even get the same emotion out of singing without the scream too. Like really good singers and stuff. Like just look at like I mean.
But I think that screaming does tap into something that singing
absolutely.
can't. So being able to do both makes you a fucking superhero.
Yes.
It's like
my point was just like I understand why as they get older with age, like why Dustin and Bert and like my favorite screamer singers are choosing to preserve their singing voice. Because what are you gonna fucking scream when you're 60? No, you want to be able to play the fucking Rock and Roll Hall of Fame or something and have a voice left. Because once your voice is gone, that's it.
Yeah.
Hell no. Hell to the no.
Except Dave Grohl will do it till he's like 85.
Yes, right. Yeah.
Right.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
He's gonna be one of those guys.
But he's more of his scream is also more of like a. It is its own thing too. Some of it is kind of screamy, and sometimes it's just like this burly Dave Grohl guy sound.
It's just. His technique is Dave Grohl.
Yeah,
like that's really
the thing is about screaming, and you get all these people that come and tell you how to do this, that, and the other. Like, if you were to we were talking about Chester, and then you talk about Dave Grohl, and then you talk about like Under Oath, and then like Brandon was in our chat, like Atreyu. These are all wildly different approaches to screaming, and sometimes one will be good for you, and fundamentally, like Lauren said, there are more risks with certain approaches. But sometimes what works for one person isn't necessarily what's better for another, you know?
It's so true. And I know, like, for a fact, like...
Chris Cornell, there you go, chat. Sorry, Lauren.
Yeah, like, me with pitched screaming, that's just not how my body wants to work.
You're a very excellent metal screamer.
You just have to find, like, what your body finds most natural and then just own it. Like, don't force something that your body doesn't want to do, because that's actually how you hurt yourself a lot of the time.
My body wants to be in an operatic range. Should I just stay up there the whole time?
Here's the question. So I know you may or may not love your voice. I know like some singers don't. Like Addie doesn't like listening to herself. But if you could have someone else's pipes, like they're just like, okay, we're just gonna trade voices. Who might that be?
Adele.
Adele. Oh, that's a great choice.
Or Sam Smith.
That's also an excellent choice. Although I think Adele could probably scream before Sam Smith could, to be honest with you. Addie, what about you?
Lauren Babic.
Yeah.
No.
Or Lizzie Hale, but like either one. Like, I'll take either.
Lizzie Hale, like, I listen to Hailstorm sometimes, and I get mad. Like, I'm just like...
I do too!
I'm just like...
It's not fair.
I hate you because you're so good, but I love you.
What about you, Joe?
Like,
any voice.
Would I want a voice?
Yeah, like is there a singer out there that you'd be like, I'd love to have that. I'd love to literally just sound like that person.
Problem with me is like, after like hearing Addie talk about singers and stuff and getting to know what is more like technically like good and stuff, like all the singers I like are not
good.
You know, like like Bert from the Used was always one.
But I love him.
But it's actually a good singer.
It's voices
now.
that
He's
are
a pretty
very
good
like. They were just distinct to me.
Yeah.
But,
Sure.
like, I don't think they're, like, technically sound or, you know.
With rock
100%
music, I
that
think
matters.
timbre, as long as you can be decently, like, on pitch, not even perfect, like, not even great, a good timbre in rock music is everything. You got Kurt Cobain, not a good singer, amazing timbre. Tom DeLonge, the worst sound in the world, but for some reason is so trademarked when it comes to timbre, right? These are timbres. Billy Corgan from the Smashing Pumpkins, literally nails on a chalkboard, but for some reason Rat in the Cage and that whiny just works. These are all timbre-based voices and terrible, really probably by the book singers, to be honest with you, but there's just something so unique about them. And as long as they're close to pitch, and even when you're not, because Tom DeLonge is never close to pitch and still gets away with it. But like, you know, all the other ones that I mentioned, I'm sure I could think of other ones, but I think those are really the best examples I can think of. Those three are really terrible singers when it comes down to like on paper, but man, they're also amazing singers because nobody sounds like them.
That's, I think, what I'm most jealous of.
Is Bert your guy?
Bert's pretty good. That's a good choice.
If I really was to right now pick someone and I have their voice, I don't like. I want to be smart about it because I'm taking this very seriously.
Sure, yeah.
Because I want to be very versatile. So
he's not actually that versatile. Have you heard him sing other people's songs? Bert is amazing at singing bird songs, but in my opinion, I've heard him do some covers, and it just sounds a lot like Bert. So
well, that's what I mean. I want to pick someone versatile.
I feel that about most rock singers.
Most rock singers
tend to be really good at what they do and not anything else.
That's
so maybe I'll just go like The Weeknd or something. I don't know.
Hey, that's basically Michael Jackson, dude. So that's an excellent choice.
Yeah,
he's got the rock edge too, though.
Yeah.
He could fucking do
right.
it.
Same with
I
Bruno
think
Mars.
he could do a lot of different ones.
Yeah.
I almost went Bruno too. Yeah, but I'll slightly.
He's a little too high in the like. Man, he gives me the stink face so much, Bruno. But like, I just like lower timbre voices.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm a big fan of like Dustin or even Dave Matthews or Lee or younger Dave Matthews. But like,
honestly, yeah, I don't want to steal your pick, but I am with you that it really, if I was to pick in rock, I would pick Dustin.
Yeah.
I've always just really loved Bert.
He's one of the best in the genre.
He has it's like soul and pain and the scratchiness, and it's just always just.
He could definitely transfer to like if it was, let's say it's like country or something like that.
Chris Stapleton, honestly, that's the same kind of like ethos as Dustin, but like on a talent level. I'm just like, I think Chris Stapleton is probably one of the world's best male singers. Like, absolutely stunning. I'm not talking like R&B like but he can do trills and runs and everything, and he's got the rasp. And I don't even like country music.
Okay, I want to know from Lauren, because I've yet to figure this out. What do you feel is your weak point?
Oh.
Yeah, what would you like to improve?
Because I can't find one.
I have a few. I tend to just come in. I'm like a bull in a china shop.
Damn.
So like, I can sing really soft though, but it's that mixed voice. It's the
Okay,
mixed
yeah.
voice in the middle that is extremely.
Could you give an
difficult for
example
me.
of something you've done? That
Like, if you take "Lovely" for example, like I can sing really soft, and like very like.
is that the duet you
like-
did?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a beautiful song. You killed it on that.
Thanks. It's like I'm either really good at falsetto, or I'm fucking belting the sky and I'm screaming my ass off.
Yeah.
So like it's like I find it really difficult to just have a normal
Right.
like just I don't know.
I can see that, but I also don't really necessarily see the need for it. Like,
don't
the
know.
extremes sound so good as is. Like, I just wouldn't. I don't know when that would necessarily be necessary.
Yeah, from a
so to speak.
non-singer, can you just like? Isn't it better to like give it everything, but you're just kind of?
There is a
back farther?
difference.
Yeah, I guess sometimes when you kind of lose yourself and you like lose the technique and you just fucking holler, like it does burn you out way faster.
Also, oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. Like sometimes live, when you're just in the moment, you're just screaming your ass off. Like you have to pull back a little bit, and I guess I have just trouble pulling back and not being extra. Like
actually-
I'm really
That's-
extra.
So when you're in an interview, like a job interview, and someone's like, "What's your fault?" You're like, it's that I have no faults."
Oh, I thought you were gonna pretend like you're like Lauren in a job interview, like for like. So you're a teacher. Can you tell us some of your faults? Yeah, I kind of have trouble singing, like in my mid like. I was gonna say,
Kind of
Lauren,
voice.
that's a good point. So Joe and I play in like this side emo cover band, and when I go to scream live, if my adrenaline's going too much, I will almost always blow my load out so early because like it's different like here in the stream in a controlled environment or like in the studio, and I can do it. But like you're up and your adrenaline's pumping, and maybe your ears or the mix isn't super loud, and you just give it even just a tiny bit more than you normally do, and before you know it, I feel like 2 songs and I'm like, well, there goes my voice. And so if you are living at the end of those extremes, it's really easy to lose your stamina or really just like blow your load early, I guess you could say,
Oh, yep.
So
Ayo.
basically,
But it's-
with your voice, you can't during a show really have adrenaline carry you, right? Because
Yeah,
if you blow it
because,
out, you
like-
blow it out. So you can feel like you have all this energy to do it, but you just can't do it.
You
It's
can have
basically
adrenaline.
like I want to release the Babic every time. But if I do that, if I go the 100,
Yeah.
I will die.
Yes.
Thank
It's
you
like
for the raid.
Oh, you got a raid.
Yeah,
Hell
Gridley
yeah.
Page, thank you so much.
Awesome.
Go ahead.
Addie
But
once
it's like-
told me, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was done. Go for it.
Oh, I was gonna say, Addie, you once said, and like when you're with training or whatever, and you've done a couple of those sessions with those vocal coaches, like typically you want to like have a strong, like your singing shouldn't be at the extremes, like not that you shouldn't want to strive for those, but like weren't you saying that your talking voice shouldn't be too far off from your singing voice?
Yeah, whatever your talking voice is kind of the midpoint of wherever your vocal range tends to be. So you don't want to sing too far away from, not that you don't want to, you
Sure.
will eventually.
And of course,
but
everybody's different.
that's where you'll probably be the most comfortable. So where I'm talking right now, that's probably about where my midpoint is. Like, you know what I mean? That tends to be where it is.
And so is that what you're talking about, Lauren? Is that kind of midpoint? Like your talking voice and your singing voice are almost like two different people?
She's not talking about the notes, if I'm correct. She's talking more about the like.
Yeah,
I
she
know what
said
she's
soft.
saying.
She was
but
like
I don't know how
soft
to
and then like
say-
amplified. She's like Lauren amplified on, and then Lauren soft. But then in the middle,
It's
Lauren.
more so the technique. Like,
Yeah.
like you can be singing the same pitch, but you can sing the same pitch a million different
Yes.
ways.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I just have a tendency to either be like really soft and like pretty because I can do that.
Yeah.
But
Fucking
or
nuclear.
I'm beating you up.
Yeah.
I can
So it's
totally
like-
see that. But I don't see that as a problem. I see that as a fucking dope ass like characteristic.
Well, hey, I beg to differ actually, because I think you do a pretty darn good job. Now I think of it on your pop album of not going crazy. You hold back, like not hold back, but you don't really go there, right?
That was hard though. Like
Maybe that's why I like it so much.
We really had to find, like, okay, what's the most optimal range for you to do this? Because Best in Me, I think the key is F.
Pull that shit up right now. Pull that fucking song up.
And that was so hard because it's just high enough where I feel like I need to be screaming at you. But it's a fucking, like, fun, funky song.
Could we
So
do
I
a
was like-
react to that, Lauren?
Yeah.
Hey, could you pause it
absolutely.
real quick and superimpose us in the middle of the 4 screens? You can do that.
I
Just
won't do you. I
Wait,
won't
what?
let you down.
What do you want me to do, Brad?
I want you to go to a different scene real quick and steal the YouTube and copy and paste it and just throw it right in the middle between all of us. And yeah. So could you tell us a little bit about the song as we cue it up? It's called Best in Me. Tell us the story behind this.
So my buddy Francis, he goes by Culture. That's his name, his artist name. He was like, "Dude, you would sound so good with pop music."
Yes.
And I was like, "I've always wanted to do that, but I'm really scared." And he's like, "Okay, let me produce some pop for you." And I was like, "I've always wanted to make a song that's like really Bruno Mars inspired. That's like really fun and summery and all that. Summery, like
I got
summer vibes."
Yeah.
So we came up with this for one of them, and he sent me a demo of the instrumental, and I was like, I just started humming like,
So good.
like
This is
I
my
started
fucking
humming
road
that.
trip jam.
Oh, he always puts it on every time.
See, Bruno Mars is such a great example. You mentioned that because, like, when Uptown Funk, we're all fucking sick of it now, but when that song first came out, man,
The jam.
how good did that make you feel when that came on in the car and you were bumping that? Like, and that's this gets at that same kind of like place, I think.
It's a vibe. So
Let's turn it up. Let's bump it real quick. And feel free to talk over it, Lauren, if you want to tell a story. I'll shut up.
yeah, so these guys are my buddies. Culture's playing bass. Malen, who's in Candle,
Wait,
playing
I just realized if I turn this down, it turns her down. They're tied, so I can't. They're the same. Oh
The
wait,
YouTube?
no.
No,
Here
you
we
can
go.
turn
Here
it down.
we go. Here
There
we
you
go. Okay.
Lauren, was this filmed in Canada?
Oh yeah. It's
I
like
miss-
in a little
I miss
studio
Hat Guy.
space.
Hat Lauren.
Is this a cave?
No, it's just a black studio, and we put.
It looks like a cave to me for some reason.
Did you guys use
Nice.
split diopter lenses, or is that post production? For the
I think he actually had a
kaleidoscope.
He had a kaleidoscope lens.
Yeah, very cool. I brought those to the demon shoot,
Okay,
but
so Brad, this is a good example of what she's trying to say. So she's belting here, and then when she switches, and that's pretty soft by comparison, which just sounds really good to me, but I know what you're saying, where it's like,
I might be really hard on myself, but
yeah, you are.
that
Well, you-
transition is really hard for me.
You weren't saying like you can't do it, right? You were just saying like you wish it was like easier in comparison to being real low or real high. It sounded like you were saying that comes easier to you.
I
Right?
find it very difficult to do that.
Gotcha.
hey, we all got places we want to work on, right? So it's
Yeah.
there's nothing any of us can say or fans can say, and that's what anybody watching is like. A lot of people don't understand is like, oh, you're so good, I love you, everything you do, whatever. Like, we have things that we all want to work on and better ourselves, and we're our own worst critics. So
Yeah, like Addie, you basically sing like Ariana Grande. And I'm just like, I fucking love that, and I wish I could do that.
That's very kind and generous and not
You
true.
can go up there. and you can do those runs all day. And I'm just like, that's sick.
she has
can't.
0 lows though.
They're gone. They don't exist. No, yeah, I don't know. The run thing, I do not have very well, but I'm working on.
Can we bump this part, please? No, YouTube. Guys, turn this shit up. This is like an intervals like solo. I love this shit right here.
This is actually one of Aaron Marshall's guitars.
Nice.
Sir.
Fucking.
shit.
That's my
Joe is
weakness.
insane.
So good.
Like, this guitarist, he's a fucking kid. Like, he's like 23.
Do you?
I'm just like-
Do you still teach singing lessons? Someone asked.
I've taken a little bit of a break, but I will go back to it eventually. I've just been so busy.
Do you like doing that? I would find that really intimidating, I think.
It's fun. I mean, most of the time, like, the person just wants information. It's more like a seminar almost.
Yeah.
It's not like me, like, directing you,
Yeah.
but a lot of the time it's just like a hangout. Oh, yeah.
Get over Lauren Babic. That song's called Best in Me. What album is it on? Where they can find that? Spotify? Is it on
Yeah,
an album?
it's on
What's the album called?
my pop EP called Silence is the Only Sound. And it's on my Spotify.
Excellent.
So awesome, by the way.
Thank you.
So
Yeah,
what
it
is
was really
your
fun.
favorite? That's my favorite Lauren Babic song. What is your favorite Lauren Babic song? And that's
Like
always
original or cover?
hard. Original.
I don't have very many.
No, are you including like her bands and stuff?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't you give me
Oh,
one
thank
favorite that just comes to mind, and I'm sure it changes. It changes, in the mood you're in.
It does.
Let's go down.
I'll give you
the
maybe I'll
bands and
give
then
you
your
one per
album.
project.
Okay.
Like, because I have
Well, you have like
There's
40
red-
albums. This might take a while.
No,
I have a lot of
she's saying
albums,
per
but,
like-
band.
Oh, per project total. I
Yeah.
thought you were talking about per album.
Yeah.
I was like, you have a lot of albums.
no. Yeah, I have. There's Red Handed Denial, which is like my main band. Like, I started YouTube to promote Red Handed Denial. So like, this is like blown out of proportion more than I ever could imagine. But for Red Handed, I would say either Empire or Collector. Those two songs, for sure. For Crazy 88, I would say Nitroglycerin.
Oh, I don't know that.
And
I need to listen to more
that's a
Crazy 88.
banger. So Crazy 88, as a side note, is we made the band, me and Jared Alonji, who is also a YouTuber. The whole concept of the band is just around movies.
Oh yeah.
So Crazy 88 is obviously a Kill Bill thing.
The movie Live.
Yeah, and then every song is based off a movie.
I have a question
So
for you real
next-
quick.
Yo, go hit me.
Hey, who's Bill Murray? Bill, what's that?
Oh.
What's
Bill Murray, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll give you the scoop behind Bill Murray. So Johnny Frank is the original singer of Attack Attack. And he is the man with the plan behind Bill Murray. But he is also an incredible producer.
And you've collabed with him. I've seen
Yeah.
that on your channel.
He produced all my vocals for Crazy 88.
Is he
Like
on a label?
every song.
You think
Huh?
is he on a label?
No, God, no. He's self-made.
Hey, Addie, Lauren, what's that song where he's doing like all the headbangs, superimposed his face over it?
I don't know
It's
what
the
we're
best
talking
like video ever. We're gonna show you real quick.
That was our Young Blood cover.
Type in Bill Murray, and it's not
His
spelled like
videos are insane though. Like
They
they're
are
all just shit posts.
they're like the
like-
memeiest things ever.
Yeah, he's the meme king, but like,
Wait,
he's
how do you?
just-
Is that
Yeah.
Bill Murray like the guy?
yeah,
Wait.
I love that question.
What?
But it's Bilmuri.
Oh,
Bill
Bill
Murray.
Murray.
That video right there, that first one. I fucking love this song and I love this video. It's so creative. It's gonna be cropped, so you're gonna want to uncrop it with the alt button, Natty.
Okay, I will.
Oh, this one.
Yeah,
oh, I love this song.
It's like every emo video ever, and he just puts his face over it, and eventually you start to get used to it, and it kind of
It works.
It works.
It's funny because there's a lot of Attack in there.
Yeah. So he sings. He sang an Attack Attack.
Yeah, dude, he was Stickly.
I thought Attack Attack was the singer of Beartooth.
No, he
The
went.
screamer.
He did one album with them.
I see.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But Johnny's the singer. But yeah, like he's such a great
Wow,
producer. and like,
he's reaching from every side of the.
Yeah.
I know all of these.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And I love how like they don't even bother cropping the neck
Yeah.
corner out. It's like shitty on purpose. Like they could have easily just chopped off that little piece
Oh.
and it blended in better. Nope.
This is his brand.
Yeah.
This is his brand. And like, what's the song? Crank My Hog or something. That every video is like this.
Pull for my
Just like-
Valentine.
Oh my
Every
god!
video
I
is
just
just a
realized the
shit
title
post.
of the video is just the like single like sentence, no spaces, and it's all lowercase like
Yeah.
back in the day. That's
This
so
is
funny.
his brand, man.
So you did a collab with Bill Murray quite a while ago. I noticed. That's actually one of the first times that I saw your channel when I discovered you earlier.
Oh,
on.
really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And I think I can't remember the very first time that I saw you, but what was that the song that you guys did together?
I think it's Youngblood.
You did a lot of like emo, like the deep, like the, like the Warped Tour covers and stuff on your channel. Is that what you think your fans like the most, or is that more of like coming from this place that you're just like, this is the shit that I fucking like to do?
I've always just covered stuff that I like. I don't
Yeah.
think I've ever had a direction, but I think people like the nostalgic shit on my channel,
Yeah.
like King for a Day and Sleeping with Sirens and stuff. But
Yeah.
for whatever reason, like Lovely just exploded,
It's
and
so good.
I have
All right.
no idea what happened.
Wait, am I playing?
But-
So I have to go get my son soon, right?
Yeah.
No, not
No.
till 6.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Oh my god, I gotta stay for the stream?
Yeah, so that's the thing is we have 30 minutes left of our stream, but we have. let me see
You
how
can
many-
kick me off.
We have 3 covers. Oh, you guys can see that. We have 3 covers to do. So there's only 3 songs that we need to get done. It's fine.
Yeah.
And we can stay over as long as Joe, do you have something afterwards?
Do you need a pee break or something, Lauren? Maybe we could just squeeze in a song real quick.
Yeah, go for
If
it.
there's only 3, that's kind of like so cheese to be like, hey, my peer and like significant, like equal, watch me play a song.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't asking her to do that. I was just going to see if Joe could stay or not.
But that's why I was like, if you got a pee break, I want to get a snack or
You're
something.
just
really
saying like
quick.
go 4 and then do the 3 songs? Is that?
No, I was gonna do all 3. I was just like,
Oh, yeah, I was
like
going to talk to her until 4, and then we'll
Yeah,
play the 3
Okay,
songs.
Yeah,
okay,
that's
gotcha.
fine.
Okay,
Cool.
cool.
Okay.
That works.
Just wanted to make sure that we're all on board with that
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Are you guys going to do a collab with Violet again? So we talked about it earlier. We have one, 2 coming out with her.
Right
Yeah.
now, we're developing a human trafficking smuggling plan to get Violet into the United States.
Yes.
Joking aside, we're just waiting for the world.
We
to,
actually are helping her.
are trying to get her to the United States.
We're literally helping her move
Yeah,
here.
not against her will.
No, she wants to.
We are kidnapping her.
She wants us to kidnap her.
Yeah.
I think.
This is from V. If y'all could have any superpower, what would it be and why? None. The superpower to not have to have a superpower. Thank you.
Oh,
I'm a boring as fuck person.
Virtuous.
Can you tell?
I want to teleport.
You want to teleport?
Absolutely.
Here's the thing. Okay, so let's go around this real quick, and then I have to come back to that teleport thing. Joe, what would your superpower be?
I would like to travel through time.
Through
No,
time.
why?
Ooh,
Why not?
risky.
So
I can go-
by which time travel rules though? One where if you do something in the past, it
change
affects your
something? Yeah.
future. So you could go back and erase yourself by killing your father.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that would have to be part of the risk. Is I could do that, but
Or you-
hopefully I could just kind of do it and be a fly on the wall, and not.
Oh,
Change my
He just
own
wants to go
fate.
back in time so he can get like an almanac
Just
from
wanna
1990.
see.
I
or
would just
something.
want to see, like, experience different time periods that were
Just wants to see
nuts.
T-Rex. That's
And
what he
just to
wants.
really know, because like if you go back far enough, it's just kind of murky, like how like it really
Okay,
was.
I
So
thought
I
of
could-
mine.
Yeah, what is it?
I
Well,
just
let him
wanna-
finish.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's it.
I just want to be able to eat whatever I want without, like, not.
Putting it
I
on
want to
your
be
weight?
able to eat and never get full.
I love that.
No, you don't.
I love that.
Maybe- still be able to
maybe
get
get
fat.
comfortably full, but like, you know what I mean? Yeah, and then never gain weight. Like, always be healthy. Like, yeah.
McDonald's all day. Taco Bell, Chick-fil-A,
Yeah, I just want to be able to get Taco Bell and not feel like I'm gonna die.
Popeyes.
That's all.
I love that for you.
Brad,
I don't know. Maybe like
you already have some, so
superpowers.
yes.
I don't know. Now you started bringing like aesthetics in it. I'm a very shallow person, even though I don't really take care of myself all that well. Like that might be a cool superpower. Is like, I don't know that I want to completely shapeshift like Mystique, but I guess if you did that, then you could like always Photoshop yourself and always look like $1 million, however you want, and not look like you had plastic surgery. Just like you just look exactly how you want that day. This level of hair. Oh my, no freaking weird moles on my face. No like.
We're talking
you know
low level superpowers.
Low level
here.
superpowers. Yeah, real life Photoshop. I'd have a 12 pack.
That's funny.
Shapeshifter.
Oh, dude.
So,
imagine if you were a
Brad
shapeshifter. You'd be.
Addie is the human garbage can. I don't
Joe's
know.
time travel.
Joe already has that
Mr. Minutes.
superpower.
Mr. Minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Mr. Minutes.
Hey,
and I'm just the
Real talk though. Who'd be
fly
better?
guy.
So whose superpower is most useful in bed? Probably
Definitely mine.
Addie's? Oh, because you can eat forever? Yeah. High five!
Oh, girl.
Knock me out of my chair. Yeah, but I can shapeshift anything in my
Dude,
body.
Lauren
I can
can-
fill any cavity perfectly.
I was gonna say
can,
Lauren can
I can,
teleport, but-
I can scratch the. I can itch the scratch.
Like
scratch
what?
the itch.
What
Yeah.
are you shapeshifting
I can shapeshift anything, Lauren.
in bed?
Yeah, I could be. Yeah,
Oh boy.
yeah.
But
But that's like, remember, with every like great power comes with like a big downfall.
Joe's he can go back in time. So
and
if
do
he
it again.
yeah, if
I
he
screw it up.
messed up, then he could just
So
keep
like
trying
he
until he gets it
prematurely
perfect.
ejaculates. Is like, nope, I don't think so.
Or not even
Never
perfect,
mind.
just like do something different each time.
It
It
never
could go
happened.
horribly wrong and it doesn't matter.
So Joe, if Joe went back in time like 20 times in one bedroom moment, that'd probably still be about like 3 minutes, right?
About
Yeah.
cumulatively, I'd get it up to about there, yeah.
That's a lot of time travel. What was Lauren's again?
Teleportation.
Teleporting.
What was?
Oh, okay. So
what
I got to
was your
ask you
thing
about
with
this.
teleporting.
So teleporting, right? So what kind of teleporting are we talking here? Because like, so in Star Trek, right, when they go beam me up, Scotty. So if you're taking one thing and then it like reconfigures you in another place, right? This is kind of like a philosophical debate because if you teleported, technically
you?
you are killing the first version of yourself,
Family Guy.
and then it is a brand new version of you, but you actually you basically off yourself, and now it's a copy of you with everything down to a perfect copy with all memories. But it is now almost, you could probably call it a new soul if you believe in that kind of thing. So like to me,
Ooh.
I could never teleport because I'm too afraid of like you are actually killing
Ending
the
yourself, yeah.
you to be replaced by you.
Over and over.
Yes.
And over. Who are you?
Yeah. So like that's yeah. It's
But you don't
the
lose
ship
any
of
part
Theseus.
of you, though.
No, you do.
Right?
Your soul. You're being copied.
Right.
When you teleport, unless you are actually literally traveling through space time like a dimension, and then you actually are teleporting. That kind of teleportation I would do. So if you were able to
that's what
bend
I'm
space and
saying.
time, and it is you, and you end up in just seconds in another place. That's cool. But if you were to teleport where
Nice
you like
one, Brad.
you vanish and are reconfigured somewhere else, and you actually don't do any traveling, you're actually that version of you is gone and is technically ceases to exist. It's dead.
Now,
it's gone.
Now, based on that school of thought,
Yeah.
I would say I want to be able to just like travel through the space time,
So like Nightcrawler, yeah.
you know, and then just be like, "Yo, Paris, babe," and then it's like, "Yeah,"
Yeah.
and then we're in Paris like in a second.
So you can be
know?
holding
Yeah.
on to someone and they go
So
with
that's
you,
Nightcrawler.
Yeah. Like I could bring
That's the
you.
good kind.
That's dope.
However,
Okay.
if you
if I had to pick
if you don't know
between
where
the
you're
two,
going,
I'd pick the one where I'm not creating a new me. But I don't think creating a new me, if nothing changes, would be like a make or break. Where like, nah, I don't want to do that.
well, okay. So, but if it was
Fair.
Star Trek, without a doubt, you are killing the first version of yourself. In fact, Spock in some of it they like get into that and they say why he doesn't really prefer to time travel or to time travel, teleport that way, where you make a copy of yourself, and then it basically, let's say there's a 3D printer, and think of it like that, right? and you go to like a 3D printer and it scans you and it goes, great, we got 100% perfect of you. And in the blink of an eye, Joe, the 3D printer on the other side of the world spits you out, right?
No, sure, yeah, I get
that
the
just made a
premise.
copy of you.
I'm okay with it as long as I don't actually feel a difference. You know what I mean?
Well, you wouldn't feel anything because you'd be fucking dead. But the new Joe, who isn't you, that's my point, is you're dead. You literally cease to exist. Like, it's like your atoms, everything just...
These are the real questions.
Yeah.
It's true.
You're gone.
Be asking.
If you have a soul, and that is actually like what retains what is you, so whatever your memories, all that stuff, and it would transfer to then a new body.
Would it, though?
Or if you don't believe in that, then I guess you do just create a different
But
person.
even if you do believe in it,
soul
only Lauren's
tangible?
method could work.
Or is it essence?
See, exactly. If it's essence or whatever. But if it is tangible, Lauren's method actually works, the Nightcrawler method, because you are traveling as one entity. But Joe, if I take you and I go clone you right now and don't kill you, that's two different souls now. Right. Those are two different beings. So if I kill Joe A, the original source, like 30 minutes after B's created, no, you're dead. So just assume in that split second of an eye.
I get what you mean.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if you can tell. Brad lives for this shit.
No, I just
wait, I am sensing that Brad is a comic book fan. I'm kidding. Of course
just
you are.
science in general.
Well, scientifically, you would be killing
But
yourself.
yeah, I mean, if you're doing that, then you're not traveling at all.
No,
it's literally
you're
it's killing
you're
over
reduplicating.
here
Right.
and
Yes,
duplicating
and
over here.
recreating.
So to me,
Yeah.
that's not even teleporting. That's just
Well, no, but
entire-
that's how a lot of technology, in terms of it, you know, the 3D printing method. Technically
But that-
speaking, there's no reason why we couldn't actually do that way in the future. That's actually completely plausible.
Oh.
Lauren's way.
That requires a machine, though. I don't want to be able to just off myself.
Of course.
I'm talking
You're the Nightcrawler way, which is the good way.
Yeah.
That's through a dimension that we can't really prove exists or whatever, but if you could travel through space-time,
it
Plot
exists.
twist. Plot twist. Brad is actually a copy trying to warn us all.
a variant.
It's a variant. Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to go off on that one, but that's such
I
a
love
good
that.
thought
Wow, we got a
experiment.
$50 donation from a naughty mouse. Thank
thank
you
you.
so much. Much love, Halocene, and hi, Lauren Babic. Your covered chop suey can cure infertility. Wow.
Oh, wow.
Damn.
That's a pretty
That's a
cool
bold
superpower.
statement.
I think I might want that
Babies were made during chop suey.
I mean, our baby definitely was made in his own right. It's just like he
What?
loved watching that video.
Oh.
It made his day. Yeah.
He was made.
one.
Yeah.
I was like,
No, we weren't listening to Chop Suey when that happened.
no. Or what? Was that somebody
Oh,
else?
wait. What?
No, yeah, he fell in love with that, but he's over it now.
Travel.
He
Oh,
Yeah,
is he
he's
done
on a
with
bigger
it?
and green.
he's very into phases of life.
Yeah.
He'll get into something, only want to watch Lauren videos for 2 months straight. Nothing
That
else.
was
Will
the
cry
first-
if you
his-
put anything else.
That was it was like Sesame Street, and then it was like
And then-
Lauren Babic
yeah.
videos.
I
And
resonate.
screaming. Yes.
I resonate.
And then
now it's like fire trucks
yeah,
and
now you're just
ambulances and vehicles and stuff. 'Cause, yeah.
he'll be moving on to something else here pretty soon. Yeah.
That's the mood.
Will Paxton be in a video? I don't think so.
We had plans for it, like Vita Nova. But just this sounds so cheesy, but when it comes to art, I didn't want to force it. So we had everything that we needed for that, and Joe's kid was enough. Because the idea was Paxton was going to maybe also be like a sibling or something a little bit older than Amelia / Addie, and Tori would just be the
He would
mom.
have been too old at that
Yeah,
point.
he was too old to play the part that we wanted.
Yeah, so it was just going to be they had a little family unit or something. But if you know anything about toddlers, 1.5-year-olds, that's about how old he was. And that would have been fucking impossible. So we just went with the infant that you could at least you know what I mean, wrap them,
Just
swaddle
stand
them.
here, honey, for 2 hours. Don't move.
Yeah, right. So maybe when he's a little older, if we have a thing that comes up for it, then absolutely.
$8 are from Dee Dee Bear. The new clip is really good. Great work. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm so glad you guys like it. Let's see where it's at.
So I got to know. She pulls this up. Lauren is like, yeah, I got some edit notes for you. I was wondering what you were gonna
Oh.
say. You never delivered them to me. Don't worry, you won't hurt my
Yeah.
feelings.
I was like, I'll send him after draft 2, and then it was like, here's the final.
Yeah, that's kind of how it
But
goes with
honestly-
us.
Well,
Honestly,
nobody was
like,
awake when I was working on this.
It was just like that one thing I said, but like that was like a bonus. Like you didn't need to do that. It was just
Wow, Mike. Thank you so much.
Holy shit, Mike!
Yeah.
Oh my God, what a fucking boss. Thank you, Mike.
No, what a boss. Honestly.
Wow.
Oh my God.
That's sick.
He's always like that. I swear. Thank you, Mike.
Yeah, I thought
Mike.
about letterboxing, but sometimes I'm in the mood for it. Letterboxing, I not, I guess. And I just kind of already had like it going. And
It's
the
a
thing
mood.
was, is my favorite shots in the video, I didn't film far away enough to letterbox.
Yeah, and that's what I was thinking because you would have had to like
Yeah.
either
The shining
everything
moment is
down.
what I'm talking about. I needed to keep your feet and the tops of your heads in that
Yeah.
shot. Like it is perfectly framed. The thing is, because we went from filming 1080 not long ago to now 4K. In 4K now, I got to remember that I don't need to. I can stand back much further now. You know what I mean? And just bring it in, and then so I filmed that like I was still filming 1080, right?
Yeah.
And so even though it was in 4K, it was like I couldn't really crop out anymore, which
Mike Dono Lucier. Yeah, that's his name. Yeah.
same with like the close up of Addie's eyelids. That's why I like having a DP. I love directing, but I'm not really that technically proficient when it comes to like camera work. And so, man, just having a great DP. Like I loved working with Dustin's crew so much. Like Dustin, and it was because he let me direct, and I just got to sit there to the monitor, and I knew I didn't have to question it. Like he would pull, focus was going to be pulled, aperture, shutter speed, everything was going to be like dialed in on a scientific level. That where when I did the color grading and editing and stuff later, that it was like effortless. Holy shit, this video was so hard to do. I'd never used a Sony camera in my life before. Never shot really in 4K before. We shot that whole video. It was basically in the dark. We had like one light.
I went from Canon to Sony.
It's hard.
And like I still like I'm using my Sony as my stream camera.
Yeah.
I haven't touched the settings. Like I bought it off
Set it
a
and let
buddy.
it.
Actually, I bought this camera off of the guitarist Invest in Me. So I was like, my guy, like, do you have your settings on there? And he's like, yeah, do you want me to reset them? I'm like, absolutely not. Keep them because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah.
So going from Canon to a Sony is a huge learning curve. I still haven't even touched these settings yet.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we shot. Who's the dude that helped us out? It was also kind of a fun part of the story when in San Jose is like I needed a hand,
Josh?
not a stage hand, but I guess you would call like a PA. And we just found like an Instagram photographer
I was
who
just
showed up
searching
and
hashtag
he was super
San
helpful.
Jose photographer or something, and then I came across Josh. He did a lot of the photos that you guys are seeing on social media right now.
God,
Yeah, he's awesome.
yeah, to not have if he wasn't there, I mean, just helping like move things from
And the
one
cool
room to the other.
cool thing was is he was down. Like you
Yeah.
asked him for help and he just did it, and it wasn't
Yeah.
like ever like a well how or what like
yeah,
he
very friendly guy.
a
Shout out to
bro.
that dude. You want to drop his Instagram?
Josh. Yeah, okay.
But
Yeah, he was super down.
But it's crazy because so I don't know if you know much about like ISO or ISO like with cameras and stuff like that, Lauren. But so we shot that. This video was shot at 12,400 or something, which is asinine. Which is like you'd be like, what? That's gonna be the shittiest picture of all pictures ever. And that Sony AS7 III could it's like a night vision camera. It's crazy. Now, had I had somebody there that was like really proficient with that camera, the quality of the picture would have been better with less grain on it. Like I feel like I did an okay job, but
You did a good job.
I know what it's capable of, and that's what bugs me about like, as you guys know, right? You might know what you're capable of, and if you're having an off day or you're in a room, you're like, fuck, I don't sound as good as I could. Like it's so frustrating knowing what it could be, and you don't have the power in that moment to do much about it. So it's like shit.
That's like me in this thing. I feel like I know what it's capable of, but because I'm so new at it, like I may as well be using like a Kodak like disposable camera. Like so and plus like you guys have Sigmas and stuff, right?
No, so that Sony
What are you
lens
using?
was a G series Sony lens. I mean, that's like a $2,000 lens that we used out there
Yeah.
in San Jose. And I wasn't even know we were going to keep it all, to be honest with you. We've decided to go ahead and keep it because now Canon is all
It's dope.
Canon is all in the stream rooms, and they're all like the R series with 35 millimeters, which are great. Those are like, I don't know, $400 or $500 lenses, which are
Yeah,
great.
it's not too bad.
Yeah, but they're not like Sigma super high end. But that Sony lens is the most expensive lens I've ever bought. It's crazy
gorgeous.
expensive. Doesn't have as much bokeh as I want, but that's also another setting with aperture that I don't really know how to like tap into. Like by changing the settings on that camera, because it's not a prime lens, you could get better bokeh. I say bokeh because
Yes,
it's
isn't it
bokeh.
bokeh? Oh, you say
I don't
bokeh?
even know what that is. So
Bokeh is the blurry background. So when you're like focused close up on your face and you have a
Oh,
blurry
like my
background,
shot.
bokeh is like
Okay.
the shallow depth of field that makes it
So-
like a
Yep.
cinematic
Yep,
look.
that's
Yeah,
bokeh.
that's bokeh. So you're
Like
you're
that?
all bokeh'd out. Yep, there you go. But you
This-
know,
I
a
think
really
this is
good.
a 16.
Brad fucking lives for bokeh. If there's not
Well-
bokeh in the shot, he don't want it.
Well, you want to know
I don't
why? Is
want
because
it.
what makes something cinematic is
It's
typically
true.
like a
No,
50 or
100%,
35
yeah.
millimeter lens is usually kind of closest to what a human eye sees.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's all. And so I just the cinematic look rather than the soap opera look where everything's in focus.
Oh yeah, you're right. It's flat. Like
Yeah.
like it's really flat looking.
They've been
So-
doing those shots in like sports, right?
Sports
The ones
doesn't
that
have.
I-
Yeah, lately the Suns game. Did you see that? The
it looks
audience.
so sick.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
was
Yeah,
like,
they
oh
first
my
started
God.
doing that in football
Artsy.
last year. And I was
Artsy
like,
sport.
what are?
Yeah.
And then I remember I brought that up to you,
It's like
and
a
then
fucking
you
video
explained
game.
like what that actually is. But I was like, dude, that looks so good. But
It's so
that's
weird
what it
though
is.
too because I'm not
Art.
used to it. We'll get used to
Yeah.
it in a couple a season and that's fine. But
Mm-hmm.
it's I live for bokeh for sure. Now, where bokeh
Yeah.
is bad is where you have like a band of 3 of us, and then
Yeah.
you bring in somebody to
Yeah.
like handheld the camera, and I'm like, okay, here you go, Josh. Like, and he goes, I don't do video, and I'm like, just try. And then you're trying to get focus of 3 or 4 different people at the same time. That's where that's a bad lens to have because it's only really going to focus on whoever's closest or looking at. So
Yeah.
if Lauren is literally a foot in front of Addie, and that feels like nothing in the real world, everybody else is going to be out of focus. So
Okay, we got a $5 donation from ECJM Death. The new song is so relatable to me. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Love y'all. And this is not a proper request, but I'd love to see you guys do this is French. A Tout le Monde
oh my God, speaking
by
of French.
Megadeth. Oh my God, no, we know.
Ooh.
We have been
there's no
thinking,
way.
Addie and I,
Thank you.
Lauren, were like, yeah, thank you so much for that dono. And I know Addie said sorry about that, but I think all humans go through
Yeah,
like
I
dark
meant it as a
places.
joke, but-
so I think
Absolutely.
I'm flattered that you actually, not that you might still be there or have been there, but that we have that in common.
Mm-hmm.
But thank you for the support. I was going to say, Addie and I were talking about what's the Moulin Rouge song? In French,
Oh.
like with Violet, Lauren, and Addie.
was-
like
Oh.
that was their
metal
idea.
Oh, was it?
Kitschy, kitschy, yeah, yeah. That
Oh,
one.
okay.
Was
Yeah,
that
yeah.
your idea or Violet's? I can't remember now.
Who cares?
It,
It's fucking
I think
awesome.
it was both of our, like mine.
Oh yeah, you
and
guys were both
Brad's.
thinking of it at the same time. Yeah.
And I was just like, "Is this too sexual?" And Violet's like, "Hell no."
Nothing
Like-
is too sexual for Violet.
Yeah, Lady Marmalade. Yeah.
yeah.
I want to do that so bad, or
Yeah.
Bang Bang.
Both of them. Oh, God. All right.
Let's fucking do both.
Yeah.
Where would
I'm
you do this
down.
Metallica shit?
Ugh.
That's what I'm saying. Like, pop songs that just have so much space that you could, like, even brutalize,
I
right?
agree.
Yeah, I can't
Yeah.
re-brutalize Metallica all that much.
Yeah, because I'm like thinking about Metallica, and I'm like, what are we gonna do to it? Probably not
Nothing.
much.
Harmonize.
Yeah, harmonize on it.
And then you
What are we
harmonize
gonna
too
do to
much in
Lady
like a
Marmalade?
Metallica song, and then it starts to sound like a doo-wop version of it. It's like Metallica is there's not a lot of harmonies in Metallica. So then you bring in 3/4, and especially Enter Sandman with that weird, I don't even know what that key is. Because they do that halftone thing. It's kind of
It's
like a
fucking
bluesy
weird,
thing.
man.
And so Addie originally did
Yeah.
way more harmonies, Lauren, in it. And I'm like, this sounds like a barbershop
Oh, no,
quartet.
I
this
sent
does
them.
not sound like
I sent
Metallica
them.
anymore.
No, I sent them because I wanted to get them just in
Oh,
case.
sure. Yeah, okay,
Because
go
like
ahead.
I don't know if we're gonna be.
It'll
yeah,
sound
we'll
sick. Like if you bury them, it'll sound sick.
Yeah.
Well, when she laid them, all I had were bass and drums.
They
So
were
there was
so
no
loud.
no balls to the song at all yet. So it was just like literally a barber. It was almost like it's.
He was like, I don't know if this is gonna work.
Yeah, it'll be fine. You do great vocal arrangements, so I'm not going to doubt you. But,
I live for the harmonies. All right.
we do a key change in this one. Spoiler alert.
You already said that.
I fucking love key changes.
So-
Well, it's not really a key change, but it kind of is.
It kind of is.
It's very subtle. It's not like a full on.
How is it not a key change?
Well, because we go from like the DeLorean fucking. That's not a real thing. That's a joke. Back to the Future, but scale to just a straight up minor pentatonic scale or a regular minor scale. So we changed the actual scale for that little segment. Mm-hmm. It's still in that same key for that. So Enter Sandman is two keys.
It's not.
Yeah, it goes from E and then to F sharp, right? But they don't play just in a straight tight.
Oh my God, you're blowing my fucking mind
minor
right now.
scale. So I don't know what that is. When
It's
he
weird.
solos, when Kirk solos, it pretty much is that. But like it has that one halftone bluesy thing in there. So yeah, it's like we actually changed the scale.
Weird.
The yeah.
Anyway, sorry, we're talking like geek stuff now, but
Advanced theory.
I'm not a music. I don't know much shit about like
Bradley.
music. Lauren would probably know more than I do.
Right. By DeLorean, do you mean the Dorian scale?
No, yeah, that's the way I said it was joking.
Okay.
Yeah, like a
DeLorean,
DeLorean.
like
That's
Mandalorian.
amazing. I'm gonna say
DeLorean
that now.
like Back to the Future.
Yeah, I'm gonna refer to the Dorian scale as
Yeah.
the DeLorean scale from now on.
Alien. Yeah, it's all a bunch of like Arabic words and stuff. I don't know. I don't know music theory at all.
Nice.
Okay,
Okay.
cool. So thank you, Lauren, for coming on with us today.
Yay.
And thank you
Yeah.
for being on our song. I'm so glad that everybody likes it. It's already at, let's see what it's at,
It's a lot.
41,000 views.
That's insane.
It's pretty good
It's
That's
pretty good.
insane.
That's pretty dope.
for an original.
That's fun.
Day one. Nice.
Yeah. Oh, don't you love that like intro that Brad did with the like fucking,
Yeah.
it's like a movie. Oh, it's so good. I love it so much.
It's a
Thanks.
movie.
Ugh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Lauren. Love you. And everybody stay tuned for what we've got coming
Yeah.
next.
And one of
Thanks
these
for having me on
days
the
soon, one day soon,
stream.
she's gonna come down. And we're gonna do this in person,
Yeah.
and we can play music
Oh.
together, hang, chat.
Hell
like when you
yeah.
mix it up, it's just another beast. It'll be so much fun.
Absolutely.
Stream week.
I think sooner rather than later it'll happen.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
All right. Bye,
All
Lauren.
right.
Thank
Bye,
you.
Lauren. Thank you so
Bye,
much.
guys.
Guys, go follow Lauren Babic on YouTube and socials. Follow her Spotify. Listen to her music on Spotify and her covers because that's actually, believe it or not, even though it doesn't pay dick, it does pay a little bit more than YouTube. So listen to her on Spotify and follow her on YouTube.